Welcome to week 2 of the 2023 season. Last week across the NFL, we saw some jarring upsets, one-sided blowouts, and season-ending injuries, the most notable of which was to Jets starting running back Aaron Rodgers, who tore his Achilles on the 4th snap of his inaugural game with the New York Jets. I will have more on that story later on in this broadcast. But tonight, this week, we have some excellent matchups for you guys, starting with tonight's showdown between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Vikings are gearing up for a rematch with the Eagles in week 2. Just like last season. Yeah, this is a rematch of week 2, 2022, only happening now in 2023. In 2022, they hit the road, and unfortunately, the Minnesota Vikings lost 24-27. A huge loss for them. It was their first loss of the season, but that's different this time because they're already entering this game with a loss. They're entering with a 0-1 record, and that is going to add some extra tension to tonight's game. It sure is. The Minnesota Vikings are 6-point underdogs, and it is worth noting that the Minnesota Vikings have not won a Thursday night game on the road in 45 years. That is a fact. The Minnesota Vikings have not won a Thursday night football game on the road in 45 years. Anyways, in week 1, the Minnesota Vikings were looking good until they weren't. Kirk Cousins managed to throw 44 passes, completing 75% of his attempts for 344 yards and 2 touchdowns, which sounds pretty good, but it still wasn't enough to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week in week 1. That's right. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dismantled the Minnesota Vikings in week 1 with a score of 20-17. So, what happened to the Minnesota Vikings last week? Well, it was a constant back and forth between the stats and the scoreboard. Even though Kirk Cousins did play well, the veteran quarterback had a lot of rough moments in the first quarter. He had 2 fumbles in the first quarter, which shook the team and set the tone for the rest of the game. The first fumble derailed the promising drive that had taken the Vikings all the way to the Buccaneers' 26-yard line, just 1 yard outside of the red zone. And that in and of itself has to be extremely frustrating. But then came the second fumble right on the Vikings' 21-yard line, and that led to a Tampa Bay field goal, which we all know a field goal is worth 3 points, which just so happens to be the same margin by which the Minnesota Vikings lost last week. But let's not get too bogged down in the mishaps, right? Kirk Cousins had a shining moment when he connected with the rookie sensation Jordan Addison for a jaw-dropping 39-yard touchdown, which was awesome, and you should definitely check that out if you have not seen that play. That 39-yard touchdown was awesome. That was one of the 2 touchdown passes that he had last week, so I guess it wasn't all bad for Kirk Cousins. Cousins had quite the challenge in week 1. The Buccaneers brought extra rushers on 25 of his 47 dropbacks. Now, when the Buccaneers cranked up the pressure, Kirk Cousins stepped up big time. He faced the blitz 19. While Kirk Cousins faced the blitz, he connected on 19 of 23 passes for 180 yards and a touchdown. He was releasing the ball in less than 2.5 seconds, and he managed to move the chains 10 times on these blitzed plays. But there was that one tricky blitz that was led by Antoine Winfield Jr., which resulted in a strip sack and headed the Bucs to 3 points. That was the one that happened on the 21-yard line. Kirk usually is pretty good against blitzes, but last year his numbers took a dip. So blitzes are an area that he's been focusing on to improve his game this season. Now, we got to talk about him. We're about, 25 minutes away from kickoff here. Justin Jefferson, Justin Jefferson is the main target for the Minnesota Vikings offense. He had an amazing week 1 performance against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, racking up 9 receptions for 150 yards, but only 2 of those catches came in the second half. And the Vikings ended up losing 10-7 after halftime. Still, reigning offensive player of the year, Justin Jefferson, has the chance to make history tonight. Yes, Justin Jefferson last year was the offensive player of the year. And again, tonight, he has the chance to make history. He only needs 25 receiving yards in tonight's game to become the fastest player to 5,000 receiving yards in NFL history. Justin Jefferson only needs 25 receiving yards in tonight's game to become the fastest player to reach 5,000 receiving yards in NFL history. That's right. The phenomenon player has accrued 4,975 receiving yards in 51 career games. And if he connects on 25 yards through the air in week 2 or week 3, he'll surpass Odell Beckham Jr.'s fancy mark of 5,000 receiving yards in 54 career games. Now, I want to take a quick rewind here to last season where Justin Jefferson faced off against the Eagles, and he had a bit of a rough time catching just 6 passes for 48 yards. The main thorn in his side, Darius Slay Jr., who snatched 2 interceptions during that game. Justin Jefferson is definitely aiming to better outcomes in this game this time around. So I have faith in JJ. I think JJ is going to have a good game tonight. I don't think he'll have a stellar game because Darius Slay will be covering him once again. But that does leave room for Jordan Addison to operate. In his first NFL career game, Jordan Addison put up some solid numbers. He finished as week 1's wide receiver 17 with 61 receiving yards and a touchdown. And what really stood out, though, was the target rate that he had. He saw a target on 19.4% of the routes that he ran. And keep in mind, he only ran 31 routes that day. Now, that's a promising start, and it's likely that we'll see him get even more involved as the season goes on. They're really going to need him tonight because the Eagles are not likely to give up a whole lot of yards, especially not the easy way out. TJ Hawkinson also had a solid performance in the Vikings' 20-17 loss to the Buccaneers on Sunday, catching 8 of 9 targets for 35 yards. The guy got his hands on the ball a lot, ranking only second to Justin Jefferson in receptions and targets for the day. However, the Buccaneers' tough linebackers and safeties kept him from breaking free. Hello, Christina. Welcome to the chat. Woo football, as per usual. Love it. Got to stay consistent. Appreciate you being here. All right, y'all. Where was I? Justin Jefferson. Right. Okay. The Buccaneers' tough linebackers and safeties kept him from breaking free, and he averaged just 4.4 yards per catch, with the longest reception being 14 yards. But Hawkinson's early involvement is a promising sign, and we can probably expect more of the same in the weeks to come. He and Kirk Cousins will be looking to connect on some deeper plays tonight, and I think that they're going to have some success against this Eagles defense that's pretty beat up, and I'll get to that here in a second. Now, on the ground for the Minnesota Vikings, we're going to have Alexander Mattison leading the charge. Alexander Mattison served as the RB2 behind Dalvin Cook in 2022, finishing as the RB51 in PPR. He recorded a top 5 finish in weeks 18 and 4 other top 36 weekly finishes. Madison was otherwise a non-factor. The former third-round pick averaged just 4.4 carries and 1.1 targets per game. Now, that being said, that's not a great season. But Dalvin Cook has left the building. He has left Minnesota for the New York Jets, making Alexander Mattison the top dog in the Minnesota-based in Minnesota based off of just seniority alone. Alexander Mattison had a bit of a mixed bag in the Vikings' Week 1 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He carried the ball 11 times, but only managed to gain 34 yards on the ground. On the receiving end, he did grab 3 passes for just 10 yards, but he did score a touchdown on one of those passes thanks to Kirk Cousins. Now, for all you fantasy football enthusiasts out there, Alexander Madison's touchdown was a nice bonus to have. You definitely want to have that additional touchdown, but his rushing game wasn't exactly fireworks, with an average of only 3.1 yards per carry. On the plus side, though, he pretty much handled the lion's share of the running back duties, with only 3 other carries going to other players in the game. Okay, defensively, the Minnesota Vikings are off to a rocky start. Brian Flores, the former head coach of the Miami Dolphins and the defensive coordinator for the Patriots previously, made significant impacts on the Vikings defense in week 1, particularly in the early stages of the game. Now, it didn't seem that way, obviously, because they lost, but during the first half, the Vikings managed to contain the Buccaneers, only allowing 95 yards gained through the first 4 downs. Only allowing 95 yards gained and only allowing them 4 first downs. Averaging just 2.2 yards per carry throughout the entire game, that defense made it stand. But the mistakes that Kirk Cousins made, the 2 fumbles and the interception that he threw in that game, were enough to derail the entire game for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, that being said, the Eagles are not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Eagles could very quickly, because this could easily become a one-sided game out of nowhere, and I expect it to probably be a one-sided game because the Eagles are playing at home. Now, let's take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are hungry for another Super Bowl run in 2023 after narrowly missing on the title in Super Bowl 57. While they've managed to change their roster, this offense, the core of their team still remains pretty close to the last season. This keeps them firmly in the mix as the top-tier Super Bowl contenders. In fact, NFL.com is showing them some serious love by ranking them as potentially the best team in the league going into the 2023 season. They're particularly impressed with the Eagles' firepower on offense, but I think that defense still has some juice to them. Anyways, Jalen Hurts is leading the charge as the runner-up for MVP last season. Yeah, Jalen Hurts unfortunately didn't get it, but he was the runner-up for the MVP spot last season. And it doesn't stop there. The team boasts a trio of standout pass-catching options in tight end Dallas Goedert, wide receiver A.J. Brown, and wide receiver Devontae Smith. Plus, having one of the NFL's premier offensive lines has to be a huge bonus for these guys. Now, on the defensive side, the Eagles have garnered attention for their relentless pass rush. Last week, they only got 2 sacks, but last year, they had almost 70. Was it 70, 68, or 70? Which led the league to, they did have 70 sacks last season. It was insane. They were on fire. They were only 2 away from breaking the NFL all-time record. While they did this offseason, the Philadelphia Eagles did lose Javon Hargrave this offseason. Their draft picks that they made this year, like defensive tackle Jalen Carter and linebacker Nolan Smith, are expected to help fill the void. Additionally, their cornerback position looks solid with the retention of James Bradberry and Darius Slay. Unfortunately, James Bradberry is going to be out this game, but I'll get to that in just a second. However, it is not all sunshine and rainbows for the Philadelphia Eagles. There are definitely some areas of uncertainty, including that running back spot, their linebacker position, and their safeties, where key players were lost during the offseason. Jalen Hurts didn't have a very good game in week 1. It was rainy, right? They had rainy conditions, and he managed to get 170 passing yards and 37 rushing yards, and he also had 1 touchdown to his name. But that's a far cry from some of his more impressive performances that he had last season. Now, the good news is that this Thursday night, he takes on a very average Vikings defense, which could mean a huge game is coming up for Jalen Hurts, his first big game of the season. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens tonight. Jalen Hurts is gearing up for his 4th NFL season, and the Philadelphia Eagles are counting on his continued growth as their quarterback. Now, after an impressive 2022 campaign that put him in the MVP conversation, Jalen Hurts is honing his skills even farther, aiming for more efficiency in the passing game. Now, one key aspect of his development is the emphasis on completions. Hurts and his fellow quarterbacks understand that completing passes consistently, whether they're explosive passes, short passes, subtle throws, whatever it might be, completing passes is crucial. And the Eagles believe that efficiency is demonstrated, as demonstrated last season, can be the driving force behind a Super Bowl run. Hurts, his improvement as a passer has been evident in his stats. He boosted his passer rating from 77.6 in his rookie season to 87.2 in 2021 and 2021, and in 2022, he achieved an impressive 101.5 passer rating. For the whole season, he was over 100 in passer rating. His QBR, awesome. Now, his completion percentage also saw a significant uptick, going from 52% to 61.3%, ultimately reaching 66.5% last season. Moreover, he reduced his interception rate to 1.3, tying the fourth best in the NFL. And all of this progress complemented his rushing abilities as he scored 13 rushing touchdowns in 2022. Now, as the Eagles transition from exceeding expectations in 2022 to being considered NFC favorites in 2023, the pressure on Hurts will undoubtedly increase. And I wonder if that's going to shake him up a little bit with all that pressure on his shoulders. However, he has demonstrated his ability to process information quickly and clearly, as seen in his impressive performance in the Super Bowl, where he threw over 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. That was in a Super Bowl, so you know he's good under pressure. The Eagles are confident that Jalen Hurts' ongoing growth, coupled with the talent surrounding him, will lead to a successful season with the focus on consistent routine plays rather than just spectacular ones. It doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be a 100-yard touchdown. It doesn't have to be anything crazy like that. He just has to stay consistent. And ultimately, they hope to make another Super Bowl run with Jalen Hurts at the helm. Now, catching passes for Jalen Hurts. We got to talk about these guys too before this game starts. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. Those guys are the main targets for Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown was traded to the Eagles during the 2022 draft, and his first season with the Eagles could not have gone much better. I mean, it was pretty damn good. In 2022, A.J. Brown caught a career high and a team best 88 passes for a franchise record, 1,496 yards. He scored 11 touchdowns and also made his second Pro Bowl. In his first season with the Philadelphia Eagles, A.J. Brown really showed his stuff. When you dive into the stats, you realize how impressive he really was in 2022, especially when you look at what he did against man coverage. Pro Football Focus ranked A.J. Brown 4th amongst all wide receivers in that category. And get this, he led all wide receivers against man coverage with 39 catches, 674 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So if Jalen Hurts spots man coverage, you bet that he's going to be looking for A.J. Brown tonight. Last year, he got 62 targets, tied with Stephon Diggs for the most in man coverage situation. Let's move on to Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith ended his 2022 breakout season with the 8th most receiving yards amongst all wide receivers. He had over 1,000 yards, 1,196 yards. Devontae Smith is on a mission. In his 3rd season with the Eagles, he is on a mission, y'all. His motto, there's always room for improvement. And you know what, Devontae Smith? I'm 100% with you on that. There is always room for improvement, which is why we do this channel, which is why we cover these games week after week. I'm trying to improve every single week. I'm trying to get you guys the best broadcasts and the best streams. So I appreciate y'all joining this channel. If you're new to this channel, please hit that like button. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. We're going to go ahead and move on. Devontae Smith set his sights on even crisper routes and catching every pass that comes his way. Devontae Smith, they call him Smitty, might not show it to the media, but he's all business. He's actually matured a lot over the past few seasons, leaving big impressions on his teammates. After smashing rookie records with 916 receiving yards, he took things up a notch in 2022, forming a dynamic duo with A.J. Brown and setting an Eagles record with 95 receptions and 1,196 yards. He is a top-tier receiver, and he's a great route runner, and he's a dedicated player. Now, while he won't toot his own horn, his track record speaks for itself. It really does. He excelled at every level, from high school stardom to a Heisman Trophy win and a seamless transition into the NFL. Devontae Smith's known for his precision routes, body control, hands, fearlessness, plus his knack for gaining yards after the catch, which he's pretty damn good at. So if he gets the ball in open space, he's going to get you some extra yards, man. I hope you have him set up in your fantasy lineups. I definitely have him set up in a few DraftKings picks for tonight. Look for Devontae Smith to make an impact on tonight's game. That's one of my bold predictions. I actually think that Devontae Smith might have a better game tonight than A.J. Brown. I hope I don't eat my own words, and I hope I didn't just spend a ton of money on DraftKings for no reason. It happens. Anyways, we've also got Dallas Goedert on the field. Now, the tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles is a beast. Goddard was off to an awesome start last season, but he suffered a shoulder injury that forced him to miss 5 games. Now, even with that absence, he missed 5 games. Dallas Goedert caught 55 passes for 702 yards and 3 touchdowns in the 12 games he played in 2022. This year, he's healthy and ready to make moves, and he's good enough to finish inside of the top 3 for fantasy football tight ends, and I firmly, truly believe that. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles will be playing tonight's game without their starting running back, Kenneth Gainwell, in their Week 2 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Kenneth Gainwell is trying to fight off a rib injury, and this absence puts the running game responsibilities on veterans. Well, I say veterans, but second-year DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny. I guess Rashad Penny's kind of a veteran, but a veteran backup. So DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny are going to be taking over all of the carries this week, or I guess 90% of the carries this week. In Week 1, DeAndre Swift had minimal impact on the game with just 1 carry for 3 yards. Penny, previously a healthy scratch, had been activated for this week due to Kenneth Gainwell's injury. With the likely running back committee coming up on tonight's game, including Boston Scott and quarterback Jalen Hurts and his obviously designed runs, it's unclear who will emerge as the red zone back. This group of guys, though, is lightning fast, and they are ready for action. And if the Eagles' offense is ready to bring the lightning, can the Eagles' defense bring the thunder like they did in 2022? The Philadelphia Eagles are heading into Week 2 with a bunch of injury woes, and I'm talking a bunch, y'all. It's not a great start to a game when you lose a ton of your key players in the first quarter. Nakobe Dean and Reed Blankenship, who were supposed to fill the important roles on defense, are both sidelined now. Dean got a foot injury and is on IR, so he won't be back for a few weeks. And Blankenship is nursing a rib issue and won't be suiting up for tonight's game. And if that's not enough to deal with, running back Kenneth Gainwell and defensive tackle Fletcher Cox are also nursing rib injuries. So Kenneth Gainwell's been ruled out for the game. Fletcher Cox is out for the game. And let's not forget quarterback James Bradbury, who is also dealing with a concussion. So even James Bradbury is out. That's a whole lot of starters to miss action, and it's only Week 2, so who knows how this defense is really going to stack up against the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. Now, the big question is who's going to step up and fill these shoes? Well, for cornerback James Bradbury, they're looking at second-year undrafted free agent Josh Jobe. He hasn't seen much action on the field before, but hey, sometimes you got to toss someone into deep end to see if they're going to swim. And that seems to be the case tonight. When it comes to safeties, they've got some options like rookie Sidney Brown and Terrell Edmonds, but Justin Evans is keeping his starting role after impressing in the last game. Linebackers, a bit of a puzzle now with Christian Ellis and Zach Cunningham likely taking over. So that's going to be an interesting linebacker shift there. And they've also got Nick Moreau from the practice squad as another option. As for the running back situation, it's basically anybody's guess. Rashad Penny might finally get a shot, and DeAndre Swift and Boston Scott could see more action after getting limited touches last week. Now, they hope that they can figure it out because, yeah, they're going to have to. I mean, they really are going to have to. The Eagles are in kind of deep doo-doo right now. Anyways, the Philadelphia Eagles have been dominant at home games against Minnesota lately. Against Minnesota, they have won their last 7 meetings by 11 points or more. Jalen Hurts, the Eagles' young quarterback, threw an impressive 333 yards in their last meeting, and he'll be eager to take the Vikings secondary on after a less productive week 1. I think Jalen Hurts is ready to carve someone up. Hurts is going to look to target tight end Dallas Goedert a lot, who had a quiet week 1, but had a standout performance with 5 catches and 82 yards against Minnesota last year. Hurts also has the talented duo of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith at his disposal. These two receivers both exceeded 1,000 yards last season. Brown led the Eagles with 79 receiving yards in the game last week against New England, while Smith caught Hurts' only touchdown pass. On the other side, Kirk Cousins has had a strong track record on Thursdays with 3 consecutive wins, including a standout performance against the New England Patriots themselves on Thanksgiving last year. He threw for 299 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. Kirk Cousins was one of only 5 quarterbacks in week 1 to surpass 300 yards, amassing 344 while completing an impressive 75% of his passes. Yeah, Kirk Cousins completed 75% of his passes last week in week 1. It still wasn't enough, even with 344 yards and 2 touchdowns. Still not enough to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is kind of freaking mind-blowing. Anyways, Kirk Cousins also connected with Justin Jefferson quite a bit last year, and he did get a touchdown in the season opener. Did he? I don't think so. I'll do my fact checking. Anyways, one more 150-yard performance, and he will tie the Hall of Famer Lance Allworth for the most such performances in his first 4 NFL seasons. We're talking Justin Jefferson here. So hopefully Justin Jefferson can get... I mean, Justin Jefferson is fire, guys. There's no way to put it. Now, I'm curious to find out, can the Minnesota Vikings upset the Philadelphia Eagles on this Thursday night showdown? They are 6-point underdogs. The Philadelphia Eagles are 6-point favorites. We're about to find out if they can turn the tables tonight. Not too much longer to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 2 minutes away from kickoff here. Thank you so much for watching us. My name is Mario Manuel. You're watching Football Nation. You guys are absolutely awesome. Just a few minutes, and we are going to be seeing the kickoff here very shortly. Tonight on offense for the Philadelphia Eagles, we've got quarterback Jalen Hurts leading the charge. Drafted out of Oklahoma, he was the 2nd-round pick in the 2020 draft. DeAndre Swift, he was the 2nd-round pick in the 2020 draft. He actually got drafted before Jalen Hurts, so that's kind of an interesting fact. A.J. Brown is going to be their star wide receiver out of Ole Miss. He was drafted in the 2019 draft, 2nd-round pick 51 overall. Devontae Smith following him, wearing number 6 out of Alabama, 6 foot tall, 170 pounds. Quez Watkins is wide receiver 3 here. Dallas Goedert is going to be the tight end, and then the front 5 doing the pass protection. We've got Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey at center, right guard Cam Jurgens, right tackle Lane Johnson. That is going to be our starting lineup offensively for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles are definitely no pushovers. The Philadelphia Eagles are also coached by Nick Sirianni. That's their head coach. Nick Sirianni is heading into his 3rd season as the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, and his track record is nothing short of impressive, with a combined record of 23-11 in his first 2 years. 23-11 in his first 2 years. He holds the record for the most wins by any coach in their initial 2 years with the franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, the players are taking the field. We are getting ready for kickoff. Michael Buffer is getting ready to call this tonight. Let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the purple corner, the Minnesota Vikings, with a combined weight of 13 tons. And fighting out of the green corner, the Philadelphia Eagles, weighing in at a combined 14 tons. I don't know if those numbers are legitimate. I'm just trying to be Michael Buffer tonight. I wish one day I would get a paycheck like Michael Buffer. But for now, we are lined up to kick off this game, ladies and gentlemen. And the kick is away. Game on. The first Thursday night football game on Amazon Prime is up right now. Receiving the first kick in the first half is going to be the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you, Christina. The Philadelphia Eagles will be starting with possession on the first drive of this game, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. That kick went back into the end zone. So here we go. Jalen Hurts getting ready to start week 2 right now. 1st and 10. Shotgun formation, motion in the backfield. Waiting for the snap is Jalen Hurts. We've got DeAndre Swift standing to the left of him. There's the snap. Hurts looks right. He throws right. He connects on his first pass. That is going to be up to about the 31-yard line. First catch made by Devontae Smith. So now we've got a 2nd and 4 on the Philadelphia Eagles 31-yard line. 2nd down coming up here in just a second. So Philadelphia Eagles have the ball. We just talked about their offense right now. On defense for the Vikings, we'll get into that in just a second. About to get this snap on 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4, shotgun formation. Running back to the right, fakes the handoff. Jalen Hurts looks left. He's in trouble. He moves. He designs his run. He starts to run forward, but he will get tackled and lose a yard. So that's going to go down as a sack for the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings able to make a stop on that one. Dean Lowry is the right defensive end. Nose tackle, Harrison Phillips. Right defensive end tonight is going to be Jonathan Bullard. The weak side linebacker, Daniel Hunter. Left inside linebacker, Ivan Pace Jr. The right inside linebacker, Jordan Hicks, wearing number 58. We'll get to the rest here in just a moment. 3rd and 5, shotgun formation. 3rd and 5 in shotgun formation. We got there we go. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts is in trouble. He's running backwards. Now he's running forwards. Going to gain some yardage here. Fight for the first down. Stay in bounds and get tackled after getting the first down. We got a first down by the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles, first down. On 3rd and 5, Philadelphia Eagles are going to pick up that first down. They brought a blitz. They brought 6, and Jalen Hurts still managed to get his way and fight forward to get that first down. Great hustle as he wheeled out to the right, almost had a paw on him. He was almost brought down on that one by Daniel Hunter, but he managed to escape. So we've got a first down on the Philadelphia Eagles 37-yard line. We have not crossed midfield just yet. Jalen Hurts has 12 rushing yards in this game, 5 passing yards. 5 passing yards and 7 rushing yards, so a total of 12. And we already have an injury on defense as Metellus comes out wearing number 44. So that might not bode so well. But here we are on 1st and 10. 13 minutes left in the first quarter. Shotgun formation. We're waiting here for the snap. There it is. Fakes the handoff, throws underneath to Dallas Goedert, who does a little spin move, tries to get out of the way, but he's going to be tackled for a loss. That's going to be a 1-yard loss for Dallas Goedert. Hopefully you're playing in a PPR because he's still got 1 point for that, which is why I think PPR is ridiculous. But you know what? Whatever. 2nd and 11 coming up. 2nd and 11, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line. I'm thinking that Dallas Goedert might have a pretty good game today. He already got 1 target. That's a good way to start. Here we go in an I formation. Waiting for the snap is Jalen Hurts. Sorry, we're in a pistol here. Here's the pistol formation. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Jalen Hurts looks right. He throws right. He throws deep. That's all the way deep. That's to Devontae Smith. And that's all the way down at the 10-yard line. Devontae Smith with a big catch. Oh, my goodness. Devontae Smith with a slobber knocker catch on that one. That's going to put them on the 10-yard line from the 36 all the way down to the 10. So that is the second catch for Devontae Smith, and he's already over 50 yards tonight. Devontae Smith with 60 yards on that play. So here we go. Shotgun formation. There's the snap and a quick throw to the left to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown running forward, getting up a couple of yards, but he's going to get pushed back. They're going to blow that play dead. Good on him to hang on to that ball and not let that one come out. So now we have a second and goal. Second and goal coming up from about the 9-yard line on Minnesota's 9-yard line. And that defense, Brian Flores' defense, is starting to give up some yardage there. Devontae Smith just blew right past that safety, got wide open, and Jalen Hurts able to hit him. So here we go in a shotgun formation. I got 3 wide receivers. A.J. Brown at the bottom of my screen waiting for the snap. There it is. There's a handoff right there to Swift. Swift is going to run forward and gain very little, gain about 1.5. I think they're going to give him 2 on that one. Let's see where they mark him. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7. So can the Eagles punch it in now? 3rd and 8. Can the Eagles punch it in now? Or are they going to be held back to a field goal? It is 3rd and goal, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd and goal coming up right here. Shotgun formation. DeAndre Swift to the right of Jalen Hurts. We've got 3 wide receivers, trips left. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Jalen Hurts fakes the handoff and decides to run and cut back in, and he's going to get stopped, and that will bring up a 4th down. The Minnesota Vikings defense able to stop the MVP runner-up on his rushing play trying to get that touchdown there. So now we've got a 4th and goal situation coming up here. So here we go. Jake Elliott getting ready to kick the first field goal of the game. Made 4 out of 4 last week from 32, 56, and a couple of other big ones. This is a 24-yard field goal attempt coming up from Jake Elliott. There's the snap. The kick is up. The kick is good, ladies and gentlemen. And now we have a 3-point lead by the Philadelphia Eagles. Good job by Brian Flores' defense to bend but not break. What an amazing catch from Devontae Smith in that drive. A 53-yard pass. Huge bomb right there. 54 was that play. A 54-yard catch by Devontae Smith. And that will complete this drive, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to complete the drive here. Okay. Let's take a look at how that drive went. That was 5 passes, 3 rushes, 69 yards. That was a total possession time of 5 minutes and 12 seconds. 5 minutes and 12 seconds. So 69 yards for the Philadelphia Eagles. When we get back from this commercial break, the Minnesota Vikings will take over and start their first offensive drive of Week 2 this Thursday night. Again, Kirk Cousins has won his last 3 Thursday night football games, but on the road, the Minnesota Vikings have not won a Thursday night road game in 45 years. That's a fact. In 45 years, the Minnesota Vikings have not won a Thursday night road game. All right, we are in a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. Thank y'all so much. You guys are awesome. I'm sifting through my data here to make sure I get you guys the most accurate information. So on that last drive, Brian Flores was able, his defense was able to make a big stop there. Brian Flores is the Minnesota Vikings' new defensive coordinator. He joined the team on February 6th of this year. So this is his first year with the Minnesota Vikings. Now, he does have almost 2 decades of NFL experience under his belt. Brian Flores has a pretty good resume. In 2022, in that season, While he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he led a defense that was rock solid. They only allowed 7 rushing touchdowns, which was tied for the fewest in the entire NFL last year. Plus, Pittsburgh's opponents had a tough time completing passes, managing just 61.3% completed pass rate. Under Flores' guidance, linebacker Alex Highsmith had a career-best season with an impressive 14.5 sacks, ranking 6th in the league, and he tied for the lead in forced fumbles. Not to mention all-pro linebacker TJ Watt recorded 39 tackles, 5.5 sacks, and 5 passes defended in just 10 games. So there's the kickoff going the other way. That is going to be a touchback. And the Minnesota Vikings, I keep wanting to say Miami Dolphins, the Miami Vikings, that makes absolutely no sense. The Minnesota Vikings are going to start this drive on the 25-yard line. Last week, Kirk Cousins completed 33 of 44 passes, 344 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have a pick, and he fumbled the ball twice. Can he protect the ball tonight? So here we go, the Minnesota Vikings on offense right now. Kirk Cousins lined up under center. We do have an I formation this time, waiting for the snap. There's the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's got time. He's going to wind up and throw a medium pass, and that is going to be complete. That is going to be a catch right there to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson with his first catch of the game, exactly what you would expect. That was on a quick, looks like it was a post route, it was like a slant. That was a good slant that came up the other way. The play developed. Justin Jefferson got that catch. That is a first down for the Minnesota Vikings. First down, Vikings. Here we go. We are in single back formation, and now we are in a modified play there. Justin Jefferson is going to get that catch and get blown up immediately. So now we're facing a second down. Right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. I don't think they'll give that to him. I think that's going to be a 2nd and 10. Looks like a 2nd down and 9, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd down and 9. Woo! 2nd down and 9 coming right up, y'all. Here we go. Kevin O'Connell, the head coach for the Minnesota Vikings, on the sideline being featured right now. He has had a pretty impressive career himself. Here we go, shotgun formation on 2nd and 9. Alexander Mattison to the right of Kirk Cousins. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks right. He throws underneath to Mattison. That is going to be an incomplete pass as that hits the turf. Fletcher Cox there able to break that up. Put the pressure on Alexander Mattison. So that was a quick release. He felt the pressure. Kirk Cousins felt the pressure pretty quickly there. I mean, he came on so fast. Philly's defense is no joke, y'all. Philly's defense, even while they're hurt, they're still pretty solid. And Kirk Cousins got blown up by 2 defenders on that one. It looks like we were in a 5-wide empty backfield. 5 wide, empty backfield. Kirk Cousins by himself back there. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins throws. Oh, and that's going to go off the hands of Osborne, off KJ Osborne's hands. No flag. They're looking for a flag. That's not going to come. And that is going to be a turnover. It's going to end up being a punt. The punt team is going to come out here, and they're going to give this back to the Eagles. And my gosh, Kirk Cousins got hit pretty hard by number 90 in the green over there. That's a tough hit. He took a big hit on that one. And here we go. The punt team is out for the Minnesota Vikings. That punt is up, and away. That was Greg Joseph with the kick. That is going to get fielded at the 10-yard line. And he's going to fumble the ball. There is a fumble. And that is going to come back to the 10-yard line. There was a forced fumble there on that punt return. But it's pretty clearly the Minnesota Vikings are not going to have the possession on that one. And that's going to stay with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to recover that punt, and they're in pretty good shape. So, Eagles offense coming out. Eagles defense made a really good stop there. I hope this continues because I did have at least one DraftKings lineup with the Philadelphia Eagles as my team captain. Captain Showdowns are awesome. I love Captain Showdowns. I probably spend too much time on DraftKings. I probably spend too much time on DraftKings. I have to come to that realization. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a commercial break. Now, I'm covering this game because it is a Thursday night game. But for those of you who are here who might be Eagles fans, I'm sorry. I'm a Cowboys fan. I probably shouldn't say that, but I cannot root for the Eagles. Although I do think they're going to win, and I do want to root for my own wallet, I don't want to root for the Eagles. But you know what? That's okay. Because right now the Eagles are only ahead by 3 points. Both teams do have all 3 of their timeouts. Total offense for the Minnesota Vikings, only 16 yards, all of which were through the air. Total yards for the Eagles, 69 yards, 59 of which were through the air, 10 rushing yards on the ground. Jalen Hurts has 9 of them. DeAndre Swift only has 1 on 1 carry, not a great average. A.J. Brown has 1 catch, 1 reception, 1 target, and 1 yard. So ones across the board for A.J. Brown, but Devontae Smith, so far in this first quarter, has been the more impressive option. Right now, Devontae Smith has 2 targets, 2 receptions, and 60 yards, one of which was a 54-yard bomb as he blew past the right cornerback on that one. Blown coverage, free safety unable to get him. And that almost led to a touchdown. It was enough for the Philadelphia Eagles to get 3 points. There is a Chipotle commercial on TV, and that is not fair because all of a sudden I am very, very hungry. All right. The Minnesota Vikings. They are led by Kevin O'Connell, their head coach. And in his inaugural season as head coach in 2022, Kevin O'Connell led the Minnesota Vikings to an impressive 13-win record, marking a historic achievement as the winningest first-year head coach in the franchise's history. Oh, they're showing that that attempted tackle on Jalen Hurts. He fell on his right shoulder, number 44 on that one. And he's probably going to be out for the rest of the game. He is questionable right now. Okay, 1st and 10 on the 10. Philadelphia Eagles do have the ball. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks right. Jalen Hurts throws right. And that's going to be an incomplete catch. It was caught by Dallas Goedert, but he was not able to stay in bounds as he made that catch. So at the bottom here, y'all, you can see the money line for who is expected to win tonight's game. So 6-point favorites are the Philadelphia Eagles. This team right here. These guys are expected to win the spread 6.5. So let's see what happens here. 2nd and 10 on the 10. Eagles backed up on their own 10-yard line. There's the snap. The blitz comes in. Jalen Hurts does complete the pass to Dallas Goedert. That is going to be good for 5. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 coming up on the 15-yard line. So the Philadelphia Eagles able to complete a pass there. Good on them. We have a 3rd down with 5 yards left to go. Actually, only 4 yards left to go. Since the year 2020, the Minnesota Vikings have only allowed 366 yards per game. Just a fun fact for you. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 5. And it looks like there's going to be a false start. Flags coming out onto the field. Laundry hitting the deck. Repeat 3rd down, and that's going to push them back those same 5 yards. So now they're back at where they started. We've got a 3rd and 10. 7 minutes and 24 seconds left to go, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in this first quarter. That was on Landon Johnson, the right tackle. There was a bit of a flinch. Not much movement. Good eye by the official. I mean, these guys have to be statues. This is not middle school or high school football. This is the NFL. 3rd and 9, shotgun formation. There's the snap. And Jalen Hurts in trouble, and he's going to do what he does best and start scrambling. He's going to get blown up, though, and he's not going to go anywhere. There's another stop by the Minnesota Vikings defense, and we've got a 4th down coming up right here. 4th down by the Vikings. Philadelphia Eagles unable to convert this. So that's twice that either to score or gain 1st down yardage, Jalen Hurts has tried and failed on both of those attempts. Let's see if he can figure it out. Coming up here, 4th and 6, here comes the punt team. And the punt is up and away. This is out past midfield. It's going to get fielded at the 45 on the other side, and we're breaking free. We're past the 50. We're past the 40. We're past the 35, and there is a fumble, and that is a fumble and a recovery. Powell drops the ball. The Philadelphia Eagles will end up getting that ball back. Unbelievable. Powell with the fumble, a costly fumble, and somehow the Philadelphia Eagles, wow. Great hustle, great effort by special teams to force that fumble and then recover the ball there. Special teams able to make a stop. That was Evans on the forced fumble. Evans getting that forced fumble. Good stop by him. Excellent. Justin Evans, number 30, out of Texas A&M. Justin Evans out of Texas A&M, only 6 foot tall. 199 pounds. Here we go. The Eagles now have possession once again. Shotgun formation coming at you from the 27-yard line. There's a handoff and a quick first down run by DeAndre Swift, able to gain about 7 on that one. Camera focusing on Powell, who's got his head hanging right now on the sideline. You know, maybe if DeAndre Swift didn't have those visors in the middle of the night, he'd probably be able to see the gaps a little better. Anyways, here we go. Second down. Second down and 3. There's another handoff to him. He's going to go forward and get the first down. That is a first down for the Philadelphia Eagles. First down. So the Philadelphia Eagles now starting their drive after a forced fumble on their kickoff. They were forced to punt. They recovered the fumble on that punt. And we're looking here again. We are here again, 1st and 10. Score is 0-3. Philadelphia Eagles. There is another handoff to DeAndre Swift, and he's breaking free. He's getting a first down, and he's going to spin and gain about 14 yards on that run. So he is starting to figure it out. I guess the visors must be helping him instead of hurting him. So that was a quick handoff. DeAndre Swift was on the left in the shotgun formation. He runs out to the right to the strong side, finds his blocks, gets to where he needs to go. Good hustle, good effort by the Philadelphia Eagles on that one. All right, I'll root for you. You guys deserve that one. That was a good one. 4 rushes and 24 yards for DeAndre Swift. Shotgun formation, Swift to the right of Jalen Hurts. There's the snap, fakes the handoff. Jalen Hurts in trouble. He's going to get sacked. He's going to get blown up. When they were on the midfield line at the 50, Jalen Hurts is going to take a tackle and be all the way down at about the 43. So a huge sack coming by the Minnesota Vikings. Wow. Great effort, good hustle, great tackle. Team effort to bring down Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is not an easy quarterback to bring down. It took 3 players to get him on the floor. So there we go. 2nd down and 17, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd down and 17, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Jalen Hurts looks left. Jalen Hurts throws left and connects. And that's not going to go very far. Not another fumble. It looked like that might have been dropped, but that was to Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert with the catch. Not going anywhere. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 17. 3rd and 16. And we've got the Vikings defense pushing around, trying to get themselves hyped up right now. 44 after that shoulder injury. It looks like he's okay. Making sure his shoulder is all right. Hello, Casey. Welcome to the club. Appreciate you being here. So now we've got some Eagles fans in the house, and I got to support the Eagles now. And here we go. 3rd and 16. 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Play clock down to 1. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks right. Jalen Hurts looks left. He has all the time in the world. He throws an interception. An interception is thrown, and he gets back up on his feet, and he returns it back. Jalen Hurts with the turnover. I am so sorry, Casey. I cursed your team on that. And now the Minnesota Vikings will come back out onto the field. Was not expecting that from Jalen Hurts right there. That was an interception. Caught by Johnson. Johnson on the interception. Yes, I am sorry, Casey. I am sorry. So now the Eagles will come back out on defense. The Eagles are going to come back out on defense, which means that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to have to try to stop the Minnesota Vikings and their offense with Justin Jefferson. This offense is spearheaded and led by Wes Phillips, the offensive coordinator. Wes Phillips, in his second year with the Minnesota Vikings, is boasting a whopping 17 years in the NFL with his coaching experience. He came to Minnesota fresh from his role as the pass game coordinator and tight ends coach for the Los Angeles Rams, who clinched a victory in Super Bowl 51 against the Cincinnati Bengals. I remember that Super Bowl. That was a good Super Bowl. I liked the Rams that year. I wanted the Bengals to win that year, but they did not. And an interesting fact that here, you know what? I'll show you guys here at halftime. I actually have that video ready to go. There's a fun fact about first-time Super Bowl quarterbacks that get there and don't actually win, and I'll bring that up to you guys here in just a bit. Anyways, in 2022, Wes Phillips worked his magic, guiding an offense that ranked second in the league for passing yards. They had 283.4 passing yards per game, and they were third in completions with 448 completions. Kirk Cousins, under Phillips' watchful eye. Should I have said Phillips's watchful eye? Phillips's watchful eye set numerous team records, including passing attempts, first down completions, and passing yards. Notably, star receiver Justin Jefferson had an outstanding season because, he's a badass, shattering franchise records in receiving yards and receptions. So Wes Phillips, the offensive coordinator right now for the Minnesota Vikings, was with the Rams, and he was also pretty impressive as the offensive coordinator for them. In 2021, he did play a pivotal role in Matt Stafford's stellar season, where Stafford ranked among the NFL's top 3 in passing yards and touchdowns. Additionally, Cooper Kupp did have a historic year, leading the league in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. Unfortunately, Cooper Kupp is going to miss some time right now. So if you take a look at the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, you can see all of the wins and losses from week 1 scrolling right now. That's all of the scores from week 1. I will also have all of the fantasy numbers for week 1 here, at least your top 10. And we are getting back here to this right now. We are at the 35-yard line. The Minnesota Vikings on their own 35, single back formation. There's a handoff to Alexander Mattison, who's going to run forward and gain 3 yards. It looks like he fumbled it. Alexander Mattison, did he fumble the ball on his first carry? Or are they going to say that he was down by contact? They're going to say it's a turnover. And the Philadelphia Eagles are going to force another turnover on Mattison's first carry of the game. Let's take a look at the replay. Wow. Alexander Mattison absolutely fumbled that ball. Maddox was there to make the stop. Maddox ripped that ball, stripped Mattison on that one. And how many turnovers have we had already? That is 3 fumbles in this game, 2 of which caused turnovers, and 1 of which we also had an interception earlier. Back and forth. That's exactly what I'm saying. Wow. That is insane. So here we go. Shotgun formation. That was the quickest swap of offensive units I had ever seen. 1st and 10. There's the snap. There's the handoff. Fakes the handoff. Faked me out. Jalen Hurts is going to run forward, but he will be stopped at the line of scrimmage, gaining no yards. So now we've got a 2nd down. 2nd down for the Eagles coming up. The Eagles are now once again across midfield after that turnover. Wow, that Eagles defense is no joke. Look at them scoring points. Fantasy points all day for the Eagles defense. That's 2 turnovers. Here we go. 2nd and 10. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts has the ball in the pocket. He throws underneath to Antonio Brown. Sorry, A.J. Brown. I cannot believe I just said Antonio Brown. I have a very bad taste about that in my Dynasty League. A.J. Brown with the catch there. So A.J. Brown, another catch in his column. That's his 2nd catch of the game. Inside of 2 minutes in the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Inside of 2 minutes in the first quarter. 3rd and 5 coming up We are on the 34-yard line. The Eagles trying to get their first touchdown of week 2. They are zooming in on Devontae Smith. We've got trips right. Waiting for the snap, motion in the backfield. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks right and gets blown up. He gets sacked on that play. This defense is not joking around. My goodness, this has been a huge defensive game for both teams. Both teams playing lights out defense. And if you're a defensive guy, this is the kind of game that you want to watch. Sacks, strips, fumbles, interceptions. This is just insane right now for both team defenses. Right now the score is 3-0. And this is going to be a 55-yard field goal attempt for Jake Elliott. There's the snap. There's the kick. The kick is no good. We have a missed 55-yard field goal attempt. He had one from 55 last week, and he was unable to connect on that one this week. So still, the score will remain 3-0, and the Minnesota Vikings will take over on the 37-yard line. I'm talking that missed by just a hair, y'all. That almost hit the post. And Casey is noticeably upset at the poor performance from last year's Super Bowl runner-up. The Philadelphia Eagles, they jinxed him too much. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even hear what they're saying, but he was definitely looking really good last week. I could have used that field goal in my DraftKings. That would have been really good for me. Did not end up happening. So, tonight, 97 total yards of offense for the Philadelphia Eagles. We do have some turnovers. Pretty wild, actually. Pretty wild turnovers for both teams right now. I mean, gosh. We had 2 fumbles lost by the Minnesota Vikings. 1 fumble lost by the Eagles. So the Vikings have fumbled the ball twice. The Eagles have fumbled it once. They also threw an interception. So just turnover after turnover. You want to talk about back and forth games? That's exactly this. Tonight, only 97 yards of offense by the Eagles. Last year, Jalen Hurts completed 306 completions on 460 attempts. He had a 66.5 completion percentage, 3,701 yards just through the air alone, not to mention the additional yardage he had on the ground, plus the touchdowns that he had on the ground, 22 passing touchdowns last year. With a rating of 101.6, Jalen Hurts was the freaking man last year. And this year, he's off to a bit of an inauspicious start, to kind of say the least. So Jalen Hurts not looking like he looked last year. Maybe it has to do with the pressure that has been put on him and the expectations for him to be even better than he was last year. But let's be real. I don't know that you can be much better than Jalen Hurts was last year. I know fantasy managers must be scratching their heads over what's happening right now. A.J. Brown last season had 88 receptions on 145 targets, almost 1,500 yards, just 4 yards short. Now, the next week, Thursday night football game will be the New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers. So we got East Coast versus West Coast, baby. East Coast versus West Coast next week, baby. Here we go. Single back formation. We do have motion in the backfield. Justin Jefferson going from the top of the screen to the bottom. Shot, snap coming, and he's going to slip and fall and be tackled. Kirk Cousins got stepped on the snap or something. Don't know what happened on that, but now we have a second down, 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter. The score is still 0-3, a huge defensive stand for both of these teams. Shotgun formation. Alexander Mattison to the left of Kirk Cousins. Alexander Mattison does have a fumble in tonight's game. We've got motion in the backfield. TJ Hawkinson moving to the top of the screen. Hasn't been targeted yet in the passing game. And it looks like we got an offside, so a free play coming here. And here's a huge bomb to Justin Jefferson, who's not going to catch that one. But they will get the yardage. Kirk Cousins able to get them to bite. So The Philadelphia Eagles jumped across the line. That's going to push them forward 5 yards. Let's hear what the flag is. I'm just making assumptions at this point. Clay Martin, 6th season. Okay, 5-yard penalty. Number 91, the defense, jumped off sides. So, no first down, no gains on that one. They're going to gain 5 yards from that penalty. It will still be second down when we get back from this end of the first quarter commercial break. I am out of drinks here. Give me 1 second. Let me get you guys something fun to watch while I step away for just a moment.
Ready?
Telling you, bro. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Nah, man, they were cool. All right, here's the bomb. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my gosh, Nah, it's fine, man. Apparently she's cool. Yeah, that ambulance took a long time to show up though. 100 yards right here, baby. Here we go. Oh my God.
All right, y'all, this is Football Nation coming at you all the way from San Antonio, Texas. No, we do not have a football team here besides UTSA and our Roadrunners. But you know what? That does not matter because we still do love football in San Antonio, and we are still producing some of the best NFL players right now. For instance, in tonight's game, we have a San Antonio UTSA Roadrunner, Marcus Davenport. He's 6'6", 265 pounds. He was drafted in the first round of the 2018 draft. So Marcus Davenport was the 14th pick overall in the 2018 draft, and he came out of San Antonio, Texas. And I'm coming at you out of San Antonio, Texas, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. My name is Mario Manuel. If this is your first time checking out this channel, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got some more Sunday games coming up for y'all here soon. We've also got that Monday Night Football game. We cover Sunday, Monday, Thursday Night Football, and I even cover just an additional game for you guys on that midday game coming up here soon. 2nd and 12. Coming up right now on the Minnesota Vikings 43-yard line. There's the snap and a quick throw underneath. That's going to go forward for about a full 10 yards. Not enough to get a first down, but that is a completion right there for Kirk Cousins. And that's going to be to Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison with his first catch of the game. Let's see what Jordan Addison, the rookie out of USC, can do. He was the 23rd pick in this year's draft, so a first-round pick right there, and Jordan Addison lined up to the right now. And Justin Jefferson motioning in the backfield. We've got a 3rd and 3, Alexander Mattison standing to the right of Kirk Cousins. There's a throw, there's a catch, and that's going to be good. And KJ Osborne with a catch for a first down. First down, Minnesota Vikings. So now we've got a 1st and 10 coming up. 14 minutes left in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Alexander Mattison is lined up directly behind Kirk Cousins. We are in a single back formation. Kirk Cousins does not like what he sees, and he's calling an audible at the line. Things are shifting. 15 seconds left on the play clock, and there's the snap. There's a handoff to Mattison, and he's going to get driven backwards and lose 3 yards. A big stop by the Philadelphia Eagles on that play. Excellent effort by Carter who came in to blow up Alexander Madison. Good stop by Carter on that play right there. He's a big guy, too. Big guy. Okay, here we go. 2nd down and 13 after the 3-yard loss. Alexander Madison going backwards. Shotgun formation, 13 and 10. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks left. He shifts right quickly. He throws to TJ Hawkinson, who will go forward and gain about 3 yards, almost 4, almost getting back to the original line of scrimmage. 13 minutes left to go in this quarter, in this half. 3rd and 9, 3rd down and 9, coming up here shortly. And we are still in the huddle right now. The fullback Ham is out there. What is he going to do tonight? CJ Ham, the fullback, is there. There's the snap. He's there for blocking. Kirk Cousins throws and connects to TJ Hawkinson, who's past the 30, inside the red zone, inside the 20, and gets tackled at the 18-yard line, 17-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down for the Minnesota Vikings. 1st down, Vikings. TJ Hawkinson, expected to be one of the top 3 tight ends, as well as Dallas Goedert, who's up there. Dallas Goedert should definitely be inside the top 12, but Hawkinson was the 2nd most targeted player for the Minnesota Vikings last week in week 1. So I think he's going to be getting a lot more target share, especially if he can continue to hang on to the ball. They just picked up Hawkinson from the Lions. A great trade. There's a toss to number 2, and that's going to go forward, and he's going to get brought down. Alexander Madison finally getting some positive yardage on that one. And we've got some Eagles who are slow to get up. Eagles who are slow to get up right now. Alexander Madison. I can't not say it. I mean, and if you haven't watched Hamilton and watched the story of Alexander Hamilton, yo, you gotta watch that. That is such a good one. It's on Disney. And we've got an injured Eagle on the side right now. Looks like he's holding his pec. 2nd and 5, ladies and gentlemen, on the Eagles' 12-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Kirk Cousins wheels right. Throws to Justin Jefferson, who gets inside of the 10. And that's going to be another 1st down for the Minnesota Vikings. Not enough to get a touchdown, but enough for a 1st down. And we've got a 1st and goal on the Philadelphia Eagles' 5-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins sustaining a drive. Luckily, nobody has fumbled the ball. I'm hoping that coach said something to them. He must have, because they're looking a lot sharper now on this drive in this quarter. So 1st and goal. 10 and 45 seconds to go. We got motion in the backfield. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Kirk Cousins looks left and throws underneath. And that's the TJ Hawkinson, who's going to find his way in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Minnesota Vikings. TJ Hawkinson with his 1st touchdown of the 2023 season. 9 plays, 55 yards, 5 minutes taken off the board on that drive. Excellent effort, 2nd chance effort to break the tackle. TJ Hawkinson and all of his 6'5", 248-pound frame. Hard guy to bring down. He was the 8th pick overall in the 2019 draft. And the kick is up, and the kick, is barely good. I'm talking just squeaked right into that post. So TJ Hawkinson with the 1st score of today, the 1st actual touchdown of today, breaks the initial tackle and fights for the 2nd effort. Broke the initial tackle on that one. I think that was Christian Ellis who tried to make that tackle. The size difference isn't much between these two, only about 20 pounds. But that was enough for TJ Hawkinson to stay on his feet and break through on that one. Here we go. It looks like they're going to have a commercial for Aquaman, which I hate movies that are like 100% animated like this, so I don't think I want to watch that one. I never watched the first one, but I also don't like Amber Heard. So, you know, there's that to talk about or not talk about. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you take a look at the bottom of the screen, you can see all of the winners and losers from week 1. And now let's go ahead and bring up our fantasy football leaders from week 1. The Dallas Cowboys had 37 fantasy points. Tyreek Hill came in second place last week, more than every quarterback in the league, with 33.5. Tua came in third place. Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback for Miami Dolphins, 28.1. Number 4 was Mac Jones, surprisingly enough. And if anything, that should have foreshadowed the flaws that the Philadelphia Eagles defense is facing right now. He had 25 points. Brandon Ayuk had himself a game last week. He had 24.9 fantasy football points, wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. And Aaron Jones, running back for the Green Bay Packers, 24.7 fantasy points. He is fighting a hamstring injury this week, so A.J. Dillon owners out there, keep an eye on that. You might have yourself an elite starting running back if Aaron Jones can't actually perform this week. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to keep this rolling here for just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so tonight's stats. Let's get you guys the total offense for both sides. Now, believe this or not, the Minnesota Vikings have the lead right now. The Minnesota Vikings are in the lead right now, but they only have 68 total yards of offense. The Philadelphia Eagles are trailing by 4, and they've got 30% more yards with 97 total yards of offense. Obviously, it's not great when you're approaching halftime and neither team has 100 yards. But here we go. We are kicking the ball back to the Philadelphia Eagles, and that kick is likely not going to be returned. That is safely into the end zone, a touchback, and the Eagles will start this drive on the 25-yard line. So for those of you who are in here, who do you guys think is going to win this game? I'm interested to pick y'all's brains and think, do the Minnesota Vikings have a chance at making the playoffs, especially now with Aaron Rodgers not only out of the NFC North, but completely out of the game right now with his torn Achilles that he faced in the 4th snap of week 1? I mean, man, the internet does not fail. I got some memes coming up. Here we go. 1st and 10, pistol formation. There's the handoff, and that is a solid run forward, and that is going to be about 8-yard gain by DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift with that one. Christina says, LOL, no. She does not think that the Minnesota Vikings can make the playoffs. So, if you don't think so, well, we know that the Bears aren't going anywhere. 2nd and 3, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd and 3. There's the snap. There's the handoff. Patience to run forward and get that first down. It wasn't more than a first down, but just enough to get it to them. So that's going to be a first down, Philadelphia Eagles. We got a 1st and 10 on the board. Philadelphia Eagles are on the 35-yard line. And right now, Jalen Hurts has 92 passing yards and 9 rushing yards. Right now, his top wide receiver is Devontae Smith with 2 receptions and 60 yards. Let's see what happens on this drive. Can the Eagles sustain a drive before this half is up? Shotgun formation. I've got 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks center. Jalen Hurts looks left. He throws underneath to the running back. DeAndre Swift is going to go forward and gain just 1 yard on that after catching the ball on the flat left side of the field. So now we're facing a 2nd down and 9 coming up on the Philadelphia Eagles 36-yard line. 2nd down and 9, 36-yard line. Jalen Hurts looking to get a touchdown in this game. He only had 1 passing touchdown last game, and they barely got away with the win over the New England Patriots. So here we go out of a shotgun formation. There is a handoff, and that's going to go forward for about 6-7 more yards. And DeAndre Swift is actually moving the ball. DeAndre Swift is doing fine. He has not fumbled the ball. They're moving the chains. If they can stay on schedule like this, I think the Eagles might actually be able to sustain this drive, and they're going to go ahead and do exactly that. Oh, wow, and he falls forward and gains another 3-4 yards on that one. So now we have another 1st and 10 and a first down, Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles with another first down, and now we're sustaining a drive. We're creeping up on midfield right now. We're past the 45-yard line. We're on the 46, looks like, after that fall forward by DeAndre Swift. We're on the 44, correction here. No, I was right the first time. On the 46. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. There's a handoff once again. And finally a stop by the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota able to stop DeAndre Swift on that one. When will Rashad Penny come out to the field and get his first couple carries? Clearly, DeAndre Swift is the better running back out of the two. Otherwise, the Eagles would not have put him out there as many times as they have. But Penny is out now. He was really good for Seattle, but he was getting hurt constantly. So here we go. We got shotgun formation, and there's the snap. There's a handoff once again, and they're going to stay on track and just keep ground and pound running the ball on the ground. That was a strong 7-yard run right there. Where are they going to spot that ball? They got to spot this one somewhere. And that was not Rashad Penny. That was Boston Scott. Old reliable. Boston Scott with the carry there, 7-yard gain. So now we've got a 3rd and inches. There's the snap. There's the handoff. Oh, and he's going to break through past that line and get past midfield. And now we're on the 46-yard line on the other side. So the Philadelphia Eagles are sustaining this drive. The Philadelphia Eagles are marching now. Can they keep up this momentum? Boston Scott on that carry and a nice little spin move to make a defender miss. Current drive, 8 plays, 34 yards, 4 minutes, and 20 seconds. 4:20 plays it. And here we go in a shotgun formation. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Jalen Hurts is going to rush out to the edge. He's going to go forward and gain about 9 yards on that one. A good first down run by Jalen Hurts. I wonder if they're going to give him that first down. I don't think so. It definitely wasn't a first down, but that's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 on the Minnesota 32-yard line. So the Eagles now have possession. The Eagles are marching, and they're knocking on the door of the red zone. Can they get another stop? Can the Minnesota Vikings get a stop on the Philadelphia Eagles? We've got a 2nd and 2, and there's a handoff and a rush forward and another first down. How many first downs is this team going to go ahead and continue to get? Good on the Philadelphia Eagles. Good, strong, hard run again by Boston Scott. Kirk Cousins, very interested in what's happening right now. 9 plays on this drive so far. 1 passing play, 9 rushing plays, 47 yards. They've had 5 minutes of possession on this drive right now. Rushing this drive, they're averaging 5 yards per rush. And that's good. If you don't know anything about football and you're just trying to catch this right now to get it, 5 yards is a very good rushing average. You only need to average 3.5. There we go. On 1st and 10, Jalen Hurts feels the pressure and has to throw that ball away. So now we've got a 2nd down and 10. Jalen Hurts unable to connect with anybody there. Not a blitz, but the defense came in pretty quickly on that one. So you only need 3.3 yards per carry, 3.4 yards per carry in order to move the chains every 3 downs. So if you're averaging 5 yards per carry, 1st down, 2nd down, chains moved, you'll never face a 4th down. You want to average at least 3.4. So here we go. 2nd and 10. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks right and connects with A.J. Brown, who's going to run across the screen, run across the field. A.J. Brown's going to get brought down inside the 20. That's going to be good for a Philadelphia Eagles first down, Philly. A connection with A.J. Brown. That's his 3rd catch of the day. 3 targets, 3 receptions, 17 yards now. Not exactly what we were expecting. At least a touchdown out of A.J. Brown would probably make a lot of people happy today. Good quick throw by Jalen Hurts to find his favorite wide receiver on that one. So here we go. Shotgun formation once again. DeAndre Swift lined up to the left of Jalen Hurts. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Strong side on the left side of this formation. There's the snap. It goes to the right. That's going to go forward. He's going to thread the needle and end up getting about 7 yards on that play. So now we've got a 2nd down, 2nd and 3 on the Minnesota Vikings 10-yard line. So we've been here before, Philadelphia Eagles fans. We have been here before. who is going to score for the Eagles, because someone is going to score for the Eagles here. I can feel it. There's the snap. There's a handoff, and that's going to run forward and get another first down. First down, Eagles. And DeAndre Swift pushing the envelope. DeAndre Swift today has already got 10 attempts, 11 attempts, and 58 yards. You cannot knock the guy. He's actually doing pretty good, and he's got a reception. So, yeah, DeAndre Swift is looking sharp. Jalen Hurts only has 84 yards on the ground. He's also got an additional 84 yards through the air, an additional 17 on the ground. What are they going to choose to here on first down and goal? There's the handoff to Swift. Swift is going to fall forward. That is not going to be good enough for a touchdown. That'll be just short. And I have a sneaking suspicion, wink, wink, that there is a quarterback sneak coming up right here, right now. I think Jalen Hurts wants it because he wants that paycheck. There's more likeliness that a quarterback sneak is going to be successful from Jalen Hurts than a free throw made by Manu Ginobili. And, of course, just like I said, that is going to be a touchdown. They're going to mark it? Are they going to mark it? Time out before the play was called. What a move. That was clearly a touchdown. But the play was blown dead right before the snap. Unfreaking believable. What a messed up thing to do, but what a smart thing to do by Kevin O'Connell to try and ice the quarterback. But realistically speaking, that's not going to change a damn thing. And yes, I am a Spurs fan because we are in San Antonio, Texas, 100%. I mean, that's just, his conversion rate is insane. On fourth downs with less than 1 yard to go on a quarterback sneak, he's almost guaranteed. That's like a guarantee that Jalen Hurts is going to get it. I'm almost willing to bet that they're going to do it one more time just for funsies. Look at how they're stacked up behind him. And Jalen Hurts is, of course, going to push the pile. And that's going to be a touchdown by the Philadelphia Eagles, whether you want to say it or not. They have not signaled for it, but the screen already says touchdown. That is a touchdown. Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts on the quarterback sneak. This drive went for 75 full yards, 3 passing plays, and 13 rushing plays. 75 yards. Jalen Hurts easily getting that touchdown. So touchdown, Philadelphia Eagles, and now we've got ourselves a 3-point lead, about to have a 3-point lead. Jake Elliott to kick the extra point. Jake Elliott out there to kick the extra point. There's the snap. Here's the kick. The kick is up. The kick is good, ladies and gentlemen. So both defenses getting themselves some extra points regardless of whether or not they've scored. I mean, they've done a great job causing turnovers, great job getting sacks. But here we go. Minnesota Vikings 7, Philadelphia Eagles 10. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in this first half. And we are cooking, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time checking out Football Nation, my name is Mario Manuel. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It's viewers like you that make this content possible, and I hope that I can get this out to everybody who is looking for something new, whether that is a change of scenery or a change of announcers, or maybe you can't catch the game because you're driving somewhere or what have you. This is basically color radio. This is the Kelsey brothers on TV right now, but I'm so glad to do this. I am happy to do this for each and every one of you guys and gals. I appreciate the love. I appreciate y'all being here week in and week out. Thank y'all so much. Let's get back to football. We are in the middle of a commercial break, y'all. We are in the middle of a commercial break. We've talked about a few of these coaches right now. We have not gotten into a whole lot of detail on their backgrounds. Head coach for the Minnesota Vikings is Kevin O'Connell. Now, O'Connell's coaching philosophy is revolved around mastering critical in-game situations, just like what happened in that previous play. Unfortunately, you can't stop Jalen Hurts from getting that touchdown. That's just something you can't do. The guy is a beast when it comes to quarterback sneaks. Now, The Vikings boasted an undefeated record in one-score games during their regular season and achieved a staggering 10 comeback wins. 10 comeback wins last year, including an epic rally from a 33-point halftime deficit against the Colts, making NFL history. Do you guys remember that game? I need to make a video about that game because that was the biggest comeback after halftime in NFL history, and it happened last year. Minnesota Vikings came back from a 33-point deficit against the Indianapolis Colts last year, and that was under O'Connell's guidance. Now, under his guidance, key players did thrive in 2022. Kirk Cousins orchestrated 8 fourth-quarter comebacks, and Justin Jefferson setting a new franchise record, multiple franchise records for receiving yards and receptions. Now, defensively, Patrick Peterson and Harrison Smith each recorded 5 interceptions, marking their dominance. Before leading the Vikings, O'Connell had a successful stint as the offensive coordinator for the LA Rams, playing a pivotal role in Matthew Stafford's and Cooper Kupp's incredible performances in 2021. I cannot wait to see what O'Connell has in store this year for the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, they trail by 3. The Philadelphia Eagles have a 3-point lead with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the first quarter, y'all. On the 25-yard line. We're going to start this drive from the 25-yard line. A touchdown would mean a 75-yard drive. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. They're highlighting right now Jalen Carter. Here we go in a single back formation. KJ Osborne shifting in the backfield. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Madison lined up to take the block. And that's going to be a throw underneath. And that's going to go forward for about 7 yards on that one. And that was the second tight end for the Minnesota Vikings. Josh Oliver. Josh Oliver, the third-round pick in the 2019 draft. He had multiple catches last season as well. Way to get yourself in the catch column there, big boy. All right, 1st and 10, 38-yard line, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins hands that off to Madison, who's going to fight and break his way through a couple of tackles, but not gain much on that. Tough sledding for Alexander Madison, who has 4 attempts and 8 yards. Luckily for him, he does have at least, well, 1 target, not 1 catch. And we are at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter, y'all. 2 minutes left to go. The defense for the Philadelphia Eagles has been busted up. They're playing without a bunch of their starting defensive players. A lot of their stars missing time today. Defensive coordinator Sean Desai. I think it's Desai. Sean Desai is taking on the role of defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2023. But before that, he was with the Seattle Seahawks and their associate head coach defense in the 2022 season as their associate head coach. So he was the backup head coach for the 2022 season in Philadelphia, but now he's the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, going from one bird to the other. Now, during his time in Seattle, he shaped a strong defense, and the Seahawks ranked pretty darn well in some key areas like forced fumbles, sacks, takeaways, and opponent completion percentage. He also had a hand in getting 2 players, rookie cornerback Tariq Woolen and safety Quandre Diggs, to the Pro Bowl. So he helped get a rookie to the Pro Bowl and safety Quandre Diggs to the Pro Bowl with his defensive coordinator prowess. Now, before his Seattle gig, Desai spent nearly a decade with the Chicago Bears, starting in 2013. In 2021, he became the first person of Indian descent to become an NFL coordinator, taking on the role of defensive coordinator. So pretty cool stat for him. He is the first person of Indian descent, and yes, I'm talking about from India, to become an NFL coordinator, which is pretty awesome. And man, did he make an impact. The Bears defense led the league in sacks per pass attempt, and bagging the 4th most sacks overall. So they had the 4th most sacks in 2021 that year. Now, they did have some star power as well, like Robert Quinn, who set franchise sack records. Chicago also ranked in the top 3 in passing and top 6 in total defense. Before becoming the defensive coordinator, Desai coached the safeties from 2009 to 2020, helping Eddie Jackson earn a Pro Bowl nod and boosting the Bears' passing defense. So, a lot to unpack there from Sean Desai, but I think the key takeaway is that he's one of the better defensive coordinators, and now he's not only got the skills to back it up, he's also got the players and the talent. Unfortunately, there are a lot of injured players right now, so let's see how the defense holds up today. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks right. Kirk Cousins throws in the middle. That's going to be a connection. TJ Hawkinson. Hawkinson good for about 5 yards on that. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and 1 coming up. The clock is ticking. 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go. Clock is ticking right now, coach, so keep your eye on the clock. 3rd and 1. We are in a shotgun formation once again. We've got 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Strong side to the right of the formation. Kirk Cousins calling an audible, asking people to step out. Looks like we're going to go for a passing play here. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks right. He throws right to JJ. Justin Jefferson with the catch. That is good for a 1st down. Time to move. Time to move. We are inside of 1 minute or approaching the 1 minute mark. And they need to get this hurry-up offense or call a timeout. They got 2 timeouts left in this first quarter. Inside of 1 minute officially. 59 seconds left to go in the first quarter. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks right. Kirk Cousins looks left. He has time. He throws a rocket, and that is incomplete. That was to Alexander Madison. That will stop the clock. 52 seconds left to go in this first half. Minnesota Vikings have 2 timeouts. Kirk Cousins tonight only has 91 yards. He does have a touchdown, though. He does have a touchdown pass to TJ Hawkinson, so that will bode well. TJ Hawkinson has 13 fantasy football points, that 1 touchdown on his 4 targets and 4 receptions for 37 yards, and we'll get into that at halftime. 2nd down and 10, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd down and 10. And looks like they're going to wind that clock down and call a timeout. Play clock had run out. So now we've got a timeout. We are at Lincoln Financial Field, y'all. The Philadelphia Eagles are playing defense right now, trying to keep the Minnesota Vikings out and trying to retain their lead heading into the second half. So tonight on offense for both teams, total yards of offense for the Minnesota Vikings. We have yet to cross 100 total yards of offense for the Minnesota Vikings, which are on this side. And the Philadelphia Eagles have 172 yards of total offense, 76 passing yards, 96 rushing yards. The score is 7-10. 1 timeout remaining for the Minnesota Vikings. All 3 timeouts remaining for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure that the Vikings would like to score on this drive since they will be receiving the ball after the half. The Minnesota Vikings will be receiving the ball after the half. Now let's move on from these stats here. Thank you so much for that. I'm over here literally just yelling out in the air. I appreciate you being there for me, Christina. You are the real MVP. Okay, so it's probably best that I don't announce that just yet because an application doesn't mean much. But yeah, let's go ahead and rule. Let's just go ahead and march forward. Just like the Philadelphia Eagles have been doing. They're doing great on the ground right now. On the ground, DeAndre Swift has 12 carries for 62 yards. He's got 7 fantasy football points right now. Jalen Hurts only has 8 fantasy points. He's got 84 total yards, 84 yards through the air, 18 yards on the ground. That's should be enough for about, 8. So he's got 8. Anyways, not important. Minnesota Vikings are driving right now. We are at midfield. There's the snap out of shotgun formation. There's a quick throw out to the right, and that is going to go forward. That is a throw to KJ Osborne with a good catch and a good run on that one. Jordan Addison nowhere to be found in this game yet. He has not been playing a whole lot, but that is a quick throw to KJ Osborne on the right-hand side. Catch and goes out of bounds, able to stop the clock. So we've got 52 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Actually, that should be a little bit less. We've got 46 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Christina, I appreciate your assist there. Here we go, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks left. Kirk Cousins throws a deep bomb. That is a deep, deep pass, and that is going to be incomplete. That one was intended for Jordan Addison. Incomplete pass will stop the clock. So 41 seconds left to go. We've got a 2nd down and 10. 25 seconds left on the play clock as that continues to tick down. We are on the Philadelphia Eagles 31-yard line. Philadelphia Eagles 31-yard line, 2nd down and 10. The Philadelphia Eagles are projected 6-point favorites in this matchup. 2nd and 10, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks right, doesn't like it. Looks middle, throws deep in the middle, and that is to Justin Jefferson, who catches that and ends up fumbling the ball, but he caught that. That's a catch and a fumble on inside the 1-yard line. That was marked as a catch and a fumble inside the 1-yard line. Let's see what they say. The field judge, the referees are now talking about it. They're calling catch and fumble and not a touchdown right now. That was almost a touchdown play. That was a great call by the official. He did take 2 steps. That was a catch and that was a fumble. Minnesota Vikings, great call. Good effort. It looks like they're going to review this. Let's see what they have to say. The field judge is out there. No, I mean, he loses control. He loses possession. Does he have possession on that? I don't think so. That might get turned into a touchdown. Let's see. No, there's no way. I mean, I don't see. What are they going to call? Yeah, I mean, that's a touchdown. He hasn't fumbled the ball yet there. That looks like a touchdown. He stretched for it. You can see Justin Jefferson shaking his head. This might be a touchdown. Let's see what they rule on this one. They're calling it a 1st and 1 on the Philly 1-yard line. They're calling it a 1st and 1 on the Philly 1-yard line. Oh my gosh. I was just talking to my sister about this. I literally had the exact same situation happen to me yesterday when I was officiating a game. I was on that same line, and a very similar situation happened to me, except at the middle school and the high school level, you don't have the benefit of instant replay so that you can correct your calls. You have to rely on your other officials, but there's so much happening that it is really hard to make those calls. And I have a much different and deeper respect for these officials after officiating myself. I've actually got another game that I'll be officiating tomorrow night, but that's for another story. That very well should have been a Justin Jefferson touchdown. I want to see when we get back from this break if they're going to mark it a touchdown or who's going to get those 6 points, because for fantasy purposes, a lot of people might find if Alexander Madison gets this touchdown after having the terrible game that he's had, I would be shocked. I mean, not really. They got to give it to somebody. But let's see what the officials actually have to say on this one. These are the rest of your leaders rounding out the top 12 for last week in fantasy football. Jordan Love came in at number 7 with 23 fantasy football points. Christian McCaffrey at number 8 with 22.9. Austin Eckler was number 9 last week with 22.4 fantasy football points. And Anthony Richardson will round out the top 10. So just for giggles, I decided to add in the additional players on this one. Anthony Richardson did have 21.9 fantasy football points. And then Deshaun Watson came in at 11. So, official review. The fumble went over the line. The call is reversed. So, let's see. Right. You have to have possession. I mean, that's... Anyways. Interesting stretch. Does he have it there? When does he lose it? I think that is a wrong call. That should have been a touchdown. That should have been a touchdown. They're going to mark it as not a touchdown. So 1st and 1 on the Philly 1-yard line. I'm sorry. We're going back to a 1st and 10. So are you kidding me? They're not even going to give him the catch on that? Unfreaking believable. Not even going to give him the catch on that. On the 1st and 10, I think that is a huge controversial call. And now we've got a 1st and 10 coming up. So there's the snap. There's the handoff. And Boston Scott's going to run forward for about 6 yards. I'm sorry for that long, awkward pause. I'm so confused about what just happened, and I'm watching the game myself. So, what on earth just happened there? If somebody who watched this game can fill me in on that, I'm definitely going to look at it on this one. That is just absolutely ridiculous what I just saw. So they're calling a fumble. They're calling a fumble, but because the fumble crossed. Okay, I got it. The fumble crossed into the end zone and went out of bounds. So I'm guessing the ball out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Official review, the ball was out of bounds and the play was reversed. So I guess that's it. That was on 2nd and 10. So here we go. There's a quick run from Boston Scott, who's going to break through the line, get up past the 40, get up past the 45. And Boston Scott pushing forward. 21 seconds left to go in this first half. Interesting call. I really want to have that broken down for me one more time. This is exactly what the notes say on my screen. I'm going to read this to you verbatim. Kirk Cousins passed deep left to Justin Jefferson to the Philadelphia 1-yard line for 30 yards. He fumbles the ball out of bounds at the Philadelphia 1-yard line. The replay official reviewed the ball was out of bounds ruling, and the play was reversed. Kirk Cousins' deep pass to Justin Jefferson's to the 1-yard line fumbles ball out of bounds in the end zone. Since the ball went out of bounds in the end zone, that was marked as a touchback. So Justin Jefferson caught a 30-yard pass and fumbled the ball out of bounds in the end zone, and that is now a touchback, which is what happened on that play. I hope that cleared things up for you guys because that was bizarre. Here we go. Shotgun formation on 1st and 10. I feel better about knowing what happened. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks right. Jalen Hurts looks left. He had all the time in the world, and now he's scrambling, and he's going to have to run forward and get out of bounds before the clock stops. 2nd down and 12. Philadelphia Eagles still have the ball. That was the right call by the officials. It is so unfortunate that Justin Jefferson didn't hang on to that because the ball was fumbled before he crossed the line, and then it went out of bounds in the end zone. Holy shit, man. That's crazy. Okay, check out this huge difference between these two teams. The Philadelphia Eagles have 121 rushing yards. The Minnesota Vikings have 9. Here we go. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks left. He throws left. He's going to end up getting that ball out of bounds. That was DeAndre Swift. Let me shake off the cobwebs here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get myself back in my groove and get myself back into this game. Instead of focusing on the past, we are in the present. We are in the present right now. We're at a 3rd and 6. 7 seconds left to go in the first half. The Minnesota Vikings will get the ball at halftime. The Minnesota Vikings will get the ball after the half. 3rd and 6. We're on the Philadelphia Eagles' 49-yard line. They want to get into at least field goal range to give Jake Elliott another shot. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts on a designed run is going to go forward and get the first down. That is good for a first down. 3 seconds left to go. Time out. Can Jake Elliott redeem himself on this huge boot here? Because this is going to be a 60-yard field goal attempt. Final timeout. Here comes Jake Elliott to take this monster kick right now. Oh, man. I think it's going to be like a 64-yarder. He missed the 55-yard kick from earlier. He does have the leg for it. 61 yards. According to Amazon's Next Gen Stats, that gives him 18% probability, 16% probability to actually make this kick. A 16% probability to make this kick. Let's see if he can make it. Timeout, final timeout called by the Minnesota Vikings trying to ice the kicker. Once again, O'Connell trying to do his mind tricks. But really, you just got to do your tricks on the field. Kirk Cousins able to connect with Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson literally dropping the ball on the goal line. Not like him. 5 receptions, 57 yards. His longest one was for 30 yards, and he dropped that ball in the end zone. How did he do that? All he had to do was hang on to it. All he had to do was hang on to it. He would have had a touchdown. There's the kick. The kick is up. The kick is... Oh! That kick is good for 61 yards. Jake Elliott showing that he has the leg. A 61-yard field goal will give the Philadelphia Eagles a 6-point lead. Wow. That was just over the bar. I'm talking like maybe a foot left to go. You can see the smile on Jake Elliott's face as he looks at his buddies like, yeah, baby, I still got it. So Jake Elliott really vamping up that team right there with that kick. I'm talking fire. That was a hell of a kick from Jake Elliott. And ladies and gentlemen, that will bring us to halftime. We are in halftime now, y'all. Not a whole lot going on. We can break down this scoreboard here in just a second. Let's take a look at the stats. Let's take a look at the stats for these two teams. I'll refresh my page and give you guys all the information that you want to find out and that you want to know. Okay. So, player stats for today. Kirk Cousins has completed 13 of 17 of his attempts. He has a total of 140 yards and 1 touchdown. Alexander Mattison has been abysmal out there. Alexander Mattison has 4 carries for 9 yards, averaging 2.2 yards per carry. That is not going to cut it against this Eagles defense. Justin Jefferson, 5 receptions, 57 yards, averaging 11.4 yards per catch. TJ Hawkinson, 4 receptions, 37 yards, 9.2 is the average on his catches, and he does also have an additional touchdown. KJ Osborne has 2 catches for 24 yards. He's averaging 12 yards per catch. Josh Oliver, the second tight end, has 1 reception for 13 yards. Jordan Addison, 1 catch, a bit of a ghost. Alexander Mattison has been targeted in the passing game, but he has not caught the ball. Now, Ivan Pace Jr. on defense for the Minnesota Vikings. For the Minnesota Vikings, Ivan Pace Jr. has 5 tackles, 2 assists. He's got half a sack, so he assisted on a sack. Jordan Hicks also has 5 tackles. Harrison Phillips has 4. And the list goes on and on. But from there, I think all the stats become less and less significant. We do have an interception thanks to Theo Jackson on that one. That was the first and only pick that was thrown by Jalen Hurts and we had a forced fumble, but it does not say on this stat line who caused that fumble. I did have that earlier. We can rewind the tape if we need to. All right, y'all. Jalen Hurts. Let's move on to the Philadelphia Eagles now. Philadelphia Eagles looking pretty good today going into this halftime. Jalen Hurts has completed 10 of his 13 pass attempts. He has 84 total yards, and he has 1 interception, unfortunately for him in his column. So DeAndre Swift is leading the backfield right now. DeAndre Swift is looking hella good right now. Damn, DeAndre Swift, you looking fine with 62 yards, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. Boston Scott is actually looking even better right now. Boston Scott only has 5 carries, but he has 41 yards. He right now is averaging 8.1 yards per carry. Boston Scott is on fire, y'all. Boston Scott is looking good. Jalen Hurts has also touted the ball 3 times himself without actually throwing it. He's averaging 3.3 yards per carry. He also has 1 touchdown on the ground. So 1 rushing touchdown, no passing touchdowns. He does have an interception. Can Jalen Hurts clean up his passing game? He hasn't even broken 100 yards yet. So that's a bit of a scary thought. Devontae Smith for the Philadelphia Eagles is leading the charge for the Eagles. He's got 60 yards. A.J. Brown has 17 yards on 3 receptions. Dallas Goedert has 6 yards on 3 receptions. And DeAndre Swift also has a catch in his own column. On defense, Darius Slay has 3 tackles. Terrell Edmonds has 2. Josh Joby has 2. Jalen Carter has 2. Avonte Maddox has 2. Everyone else either has 1 or none. Now, Jake Elliott, wow, Jake Elliott is looking good right now after that 61-yard kick. He's got 7 fantasy points. 7 points in general. He scored 7 points on his own. So good for him being able to carry his job, do his job. 2 field goals and an extra point. 2 field goals and an extra point from Jake Elliott, giving them 7 points. Let's break down both sides of this field. On the left-hand side, we've got the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings have a total of 142 yards. Passing through the air, they have 133. But on the ground, they only have 9. Can you believe that? The Minnesota Vikings only have 9 yards rushing on the ground. How trash can you be? Now, yards per play, they're averaging 6.5 yards per play, which, I mean, I guess is good, but not good enough at this point, especially with the turnovers. Right now, it's frustrating if you're a Vikings fan. Santino, if you're watching this stream right now, I know you're a Vikings fan, but you probably don't care right now because you're more interested in your fantasy team. Good on you, mate. Okay, first downs for the Vikings. We've got 9 first downs, which is moving the chains quite a bit, but not as much as the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'll get into the Philadelphia Eagles stats here once I get through this. Third down efficiency for the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings on third down are 3 out of 4 first downs for the Vikings today. They've had a total of 22 plays. They've allowed 1 sack. They've had to punt the ball once because of JJ's fumble right now. They have fumbled the ball not once, not twice. They have fumbled the ball 3 times, ladies and gentlemen. The Minnesota Vikings have fumbled the ball 3 times today. Minnesota Vikings have fumbled the ball 3 times today. Unbelievable. And they only have 9 minutes of total possession. Now let's take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles because it's a much different story on the other side. So total yards for the Vikings was 142. Total yards for the Eagle, 209. Passing yards for the Eagles, 76 passing yards. Not as much as the Vikings, but where the difference really is in the rushing yards. So 76 passing yards for the Philadelphia Eagles, 133 yards on the ground for the Eagles, which is the same amount of yardage that the Vikings have in the air, except the Vikings only have 9 yards on the ground. So you can see the difference there. Yards per play, much shorter yards per play, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Jalen Hurts isn't focused on throwing big bombs or getting flashy plays or doing anything like that. He wants consistent connections, whether that's 3 yards, 5 yards, 15 yards, or however many they may be. He's doing a great job right now, getting 5.1 yards per play. They've gotten 13 first downs compared to the Vikings' 9 first downs. They've converted 4 third downs compared to the Vikings' 3 first downs. They've actually done a total of 41 plays compared to the Vikings' 22 plays. So the Eagles are on freaking fire right now, man. The Eagles are looking great. They have committed 2 penalties. They have allowed 2 sacks. They have thrown an interception. They didn't lose the fumbles that they committed. They were able to recover it, which will save them quite a bit on those. I cannot believe that Justin Jefferson fumbled the ball when he did. That is nuts. So we are at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Halftime should be wrapping up here shortly. It shouldn't be too much longer during this halftime break. The Eagles are leading 7-3. The Minnesota Vikings will take over whenever we get back from this halftime break. Now, I, myself, need to take a quick break, but I will be back in just a moment. Let me get you guys something good to watch while I step away. Be right back. In sports news, Tom Brady lost $30 million in the FTX collapse after accepting stock in an endorsement deal. That's gotta hurt more than getting slapped in the face by Victor Wembanyama's security guard. But Tom Brady isn't the only NFL superstar to gamble and lose this year. Super Bowl 31 winner and drunk guy being cut off by the Chili's bartender, Brett Favre, made headlines this week by saying that he won't hide behind the Fifth Amendment. Last month, Brett Favre was investigated by the FBI for embezzling millions of dollars in funds from TANF, the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program. This federal program gives grant funding to help low-income families with children, and that scumbag pocketed all of the money for his own personal gain. And against his lawyer's advice, Favre still plans to testify in federal court. I don't know if he suffered one too many concussions or if that drink that he had at the beginning of the segment was roofied, but there is one thing that I do know. If anyone deserves to get slapped in the face by Wemby's security guard, it's this guy. Jalen Hurts might be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL right now, but did you know that the last 17 quarterbacks who lost their Super Bowl debut never went back to the championship game? Basically, if this is your first time going to the Super Bowl, you'd better win because you might not make it back. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching my in-between content here. I've noticed that during the offseason, I should definitely be starting to work on some stuff for the regular season instead of just kind of pushing it the way that I have been doing. But this channel is growing, this channel is developing, and it's because of people like you watching this stream that make this possible. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all being here. You guys are awesome. Again, my name is Mario Manuel. We are at a halftime break. Why don't we take a quick look at the fantasy roster? I always tell myself that I'm not going to do this, but I really want to see if I'm making any money on DraftKings right now, and I will show you guys my lineup here. I should have screenshotted it and uploaded it, and next time when I do this again, I will make sure that I do that so I don't look like I'm scrolling on my phone midstream. I hate doing that stuff. I really do. But DraftKings, if I hit big on DraftKings, I tell you what, I will quit my job tomorrow and just do this full freaking time. Right now, I'm only making $12, and I'm pretty sure I entered like 15. So, not great, but I do have one entry that's got some chance. So let's find out. Who is my entry right now that's making me the most money? As my team captain, I put TJ Hawkinson, which, yeah, I'm glad that I did that. TJ Hawkinson is my team captain. Jalen Hurts I have in there. A.J. Brown needs to get me some yardage. Kirk Cousins is in there. DeAndre Swift is in there. And Jake Elliott. So I'm actually pretty happy with that lineup. Now, here it is. I'll let you guys see that right there. I know that looks pretty shitty, but that is what I'm working with right now. So I am pretty far behind from first place, actually. Let's find out. So let's compare the two. My team currently right now has 63.51 points. The other guy who's winning in first place right now has 69.61 points. Now, the difference between those measly 6 points, you want to know what the difference is between those 6 points? $32,500. What's the difference here? I picked A.J. Brown over Justin Jefferson, and he picked the Eagles' defense over Kirk Cousins. If Kirk Cousins can, which he won't, get a rushing touchdown, that would be pretty sweet. And if A.J. Brown can get a touchdown, that would make me pretty happy too. So that is what I need in order to make at least a little bit of scrap, a little bit of change. If I could even make like $100 off of DraftKings, I would be so happy about it. But you can check out the video that I did on DraftKings on this channel. It cracks me up. I crack myself up. I don't know sometimes how I come up with this shit. But hey, here we are. So players are coming back out to the field. This is the start of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The start of the third quarter coming up right now. And let's see what happens here in just a few minutes. Okay. 13 rushing plays on their only touchdown drive. That is the fact for the Philadelphia Eagles. 13 rushing plays on their only touchdown drive. Kirk Cousins, 140 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 84 yards to the air, 30 yards on the ground, and a touchdown. I wonder if Kirk Cousins would have had a rushing touchdown and done the same quarterback sneak if the Minnesota Vikings had actually retained that ball on the 1 yard line, because Justin Jefferson dropped the ball. Why'd you drop the ball, bro? You dropped the ball. Here we go. Kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, coming up here in just a second. Waiting for the kickoff, and there it is. The third quarter has begun, and that is going to start this half with a touchback. A touchback to start the half, y'all. Okay. Coming out to the field are the Minnesota Vikings offense and the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Defensively, the Philadelphia Eagles have been holding back the Minnesota Vikings. If the Vikings can score even 3 more points, it actually won't help me at all, but it'll knock that other guy down a peg, and that'll make me feel great. Wow, how petty am I? Okay, here we go. Single back formation. 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. Minnesota has the ball. There's the snap for the first play of the third quarter. And Alexander Mattison is going to get his grand total up to 10 rushing yards today now. Fantastic, Alexander Mattison. Not. Alexander Mattison only having now 5 rushing attempts and 10 rushing yards. 5 rushing attempts and 10 rushing yards. Here we go. Shotgun formation. 2nd and 9. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks left. Kirk Cousins in trouble. He's going to get hit. He's going to fumble the ball. And the Eagles defense is actually going to get a strip sack fumble again against Kirk Cousins. And that is going to hurt me quite a bit. So that's going to knock me down a peg. Fantastic. Okay, that's what I get for saying what I said. So Alexander Mattison was out on that play. There was no block. And Kirk Cousins got hit. Strip sack fumble. And almost a scoop and score. That was Sweat. Josh Sweat, number 94, coming in on that one out of FSU. And that's a big boy. He's 265 pounds. 4th-round pick in the 2018 draft. And that is his signature mark, the Sweat mark. Josh Sweat on that tackle. Philadelphia Eagles with the turnover. Forcing a turnover. And here we go. Jalen Hurts hands that ball off to DeAndre Swift, who's going to run forward and get a touchdown. No, they're going to mark it short. They're going to mark it inside of the 1. DeAndre Swift inside of the 1. That should have been a touchdown for DeAndre Swift, but that is not going to be the case right here. Oh, great call by the referee. Just short. Fantastic call. I mean, inches, y'all. And another quarterback sneak. And Jalen Hurts pushes that one in. Touchdown, Philly! Philadelphia Eagles with a touchdown. Jalen Hurts' 2nd touchdown on the goal line. It's pretty obvious who their goal line threat is. And obviously the hard work was done by DeAndre Swift, but it does not matter as long as the team continues to win. That is all that matters. Jalen Hurts using every bit of his frame, his 6'1", 223-pound frame. He was the 2nd-round pick, believe it or not. He wasn't even a 1st-round pick. Jalen Hurts was drafted in the 2nd round of the 2020 draft, the 53rd pick overall. So here's the snap and the kick up from Jake Elliott, and that will also be good. So What on earth is going on? Would love to see another TJ Hawkinson touchdown. Would love to see another TJ Hawkinson touchdown. Not happening at the moment. But the Philadelphia Eagles, let's go Philly. Philadelphia Eagles bringing the thunder as we hoped that they would. Rock on Philadelphia. Great effort. Good job on that one. I gotta say, it is amazing that Amazon Prime has this game right now, but everybody and the grandma has Amazon Prime, so it makes it really hard to get a lot of watch time on these live streams during Amazon Prime games. So I may pivot and give up my Thursday night streams and triple down on my Sunday streams. I will have to confer with my team and see if that's something that we might want to consider doing. But I do love covering these primetime games. It might be nice to actually get to watch a Thursday night football game without having to, be so engaged. But at the same time, I love what I do. I love doing this for you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank y'all so much for being here. Okay, my name is Mario Manuel. You can catch me on Snapchat. Actually, no, you can't. You can catch me on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I do not mess with the Snapchat. I do not mess with some of the other platforms. I definitely don't go to the anyways, let's not talk politics. Let's talk about like religion or abortion, let's keep it light. Just kidding. We're here to talk about football, baby. So on that drive, it was a very short drive. Kirk Cousins on the first drive of the third quarter fumbles the ball, and it's a strip sack fumble. So Jake Elliott puts up the extra point after the score from Jalen Hurts. It was 2 plays, 2 rushes, and literally a 6-yard drive. Doesn't matter, 6 yards, 7 points. I will take that if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles. 6 yards and 7 points. It doesn't get any sweeter than that, baby. Doesn't get any sweeter than that. So if you guys would like to buy me a beer, you could definitely do so using the information down below. Would appreciate any love that you guys want to give my way. Definitely looking forward to the rest of this season here. Oh, my gosh. They've got Kirk Cousins on TV right now, shirtless with his chains on. You can't make this stuff up. Literally what it says right there. Now, can Kirk Cousins come back and win? That is a very, very cool drone thing. They did a whole drone light show right now. And they made a football and gloves coming out. If those are drones, that would be awesome. If they're just graphics, then that's cool too, but not as cool as drones. So there's the kick. This is going to go out into the back of the end zone. And we're going to start this drive on the 25-yard line. So Darius Slay just covering Justin Jefferson like crazy. Justin Jefferson unable to really make a whole lot happen. Darius Slay is just, Justin Jefferson is basically wearing a green jersey right now because of how close Darius Slay is on him. He's giving him no room to breathe at all. And he is back out on the field. Both these players, Justin Jefferson and Darius Slay, both out there. There's the snap, fakes the handoff. Kirk Cousins getting ready to dump off. He dumps off to Alexander Mattison, who gets blown up. Alexander Mattison going nowhere, and that's going to be -4 yards passing for Kirk Cousins as well. So my DraftKings is being flushed down the toilet. Let's see what happens on this next drive. The strong side was to the right. The play ended up going to the left. There was a huge gap if someone would have just gone that way. But great read by the Philadelphia Eagles defense on the left side of that formation. Here we go. Shotgun formation, strong side to the right once again. Kirk Cousins looks right. Kirk Cousins throws right. He's going to throw to Alexander Mattison again. Alexander Mattison needs to be taken out of this game because he is god-awful today. God-awful by Alexander Mattison. That is 2 back-to-back plays, and they have nobody else. Alexander Mattison has 5 attempts, 10 yards. He has 4 targets, 2 catches, and -5 yards. So total yardage for Alexander Mattison in this entire game is 5 yards. Stop looking at him. He is garbage. Anyways, I'm getting heated, starting to sweat a little bit. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 15. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks right. Kirk Cousins looks up the middle. Kirk Cousins winds up, steps forward, throws a pass. There's no flag on that play. That one was intended for Jordan Addison and a 4th down coming up, 4th and 15. So the punt team is definitely going to come out. And it looks, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, that this game is going to become a one-sided affair. However, if there is a team that can come back and win, it is the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings mounted 10 comebacks last season. Let's see if it can happen again, including a 33-point comeback last season to break the NFL record. That is going to be flagged and waved a fair catch at about the 30-yard line. Let's see where the officials mark the start of this drive. So that looks like it's going to be a first. That looks like it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 30. And they're talking about the playoff and postseason from last year, where the Vikings did not do jack shit. Cheers to them. And now we have the Philadelphia Eagles back out to make this drive. Okay. Let's see what happens here. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts steps back. Jalen Hurts in the pocket. Jalen Hurts starts to run forward and scramble forward. He's going to put his head down and gain 1 yard. Jalen Hurts a little slow to get up. Referee actually helps him up on that one. The referee helped up Jalen Hurts on that play. Minnesota Vikings. Philadelphia Eagles. Week 2, ladies and gentlemen. Week 2, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. I wish I could rap. Oh, I got a boy who watches that. Who does that? Who could do that? 2nd and 9. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. There's the handoff. DeAndre Swift rushing forward, gaining about 5 yards on that play. DeAndre Swift good for it on that one. So that brings up the total rushing yards to about 145 total rushing yards. DeAndre Swift has 74. Well on his way to triple-digit rushing yards. Can he get a touchdown? He definitely deserves it. DeAndre Swift looking very good tonight. Alexander Madison looking like a hemorrhoid. So, yeah, terrible, awful. Sounds gross. He looks gross right now. Shotgun formation. They're showing blitz on the other side. Eagles have the ball. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks left. He's going to throw a deep, deep shot left. That is all the way to Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith all the way in for a touchdown. Eagles! Touchdown, Philadelphia. That is going to bring the total score to 26. Philadelphia Eagles, Devontae Smith with a huge catch on that one. Huge catch by Devontae Smith there. Wow. Clean, beautiful play. He blew past the coverage there. It's starting to look like Devontae Smith is the alpha in that wide receiver room. A.J. Brown had a great season last season, but right now the defenses just cannot contain Devontae Smith. So there's the kick. Jake Elliott puts it up, and that is good for another point. We've got another point. A touchdown by the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts with a rocket. Looking fantastic there. Good effort. Good hustle, baby. Ooh, Jalen Hurts' arm got twisted up on that one, but he looks fine. Great throw to Devontae Smith. I mean, he blew past that coverage. The back judge could barely keep up with him, but that was clearly a touchdown. And if you're an Eagles fan, that is something to root for. That is something to get hyped about. Rock on, man. That was intense. That was so good. Devontae Smith on another bump. So now he's got a 63-yarder to complement his 54-yarder. Devontae Smith, 123 yards from scrimmage. He's got 4 targets, 3 receptions, a touchdown. I mean, wow, 123 yards and a touchdown. Right now he's got 21 fantasy points. I did have him as my team captain in one of my fantasy lineups. So let's see how that one's doing. I did play 5 completely different lineups. So I don't know. I have no idea which one's going to look best, which one's going to be worse. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right now, the score is 7-27, and this game is quickly getting away from the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings need to figure something out. The Vikings absolutely need to figure something out. Ladies and gentlemen, this was only supposed to be a 6-point spread. This has been a lot more than 6 points right now, but this game's not over. We are looking – right now we still have 11 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. 10 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in the third quarter. So we have this quarter and then we have next quarter to finish this up. Let's see how the Philadelphia Eagles decide to march forward with this right now. Can they just continue to rush the ball and milk this clock? We are in the middle of a commercial break after that monster touchdown, 63-yard touchdown. Jalen Hurts connecting with Devontae Smith, who is clearly the top wide receiver right now. A.J. Brown only has 17 yards. On the other side for the the giant purple people eaters? The giant purple people eaters, the Minnesota Vikings, only have a total of 127 total yards. The Philadelphia Eagles, 285. 285 total yards from the Philadelphia Eagles, 121 total yards from the Minnesota Vikings. Here we go, y'all. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. What an awesome combo right there. And you still have A.J. Brown on the other side. If A.J. Brown would have run a deep route instead of an under route, that would have been history. But it looks like on that one right there, that was just a go. That was just a simple go route. And you can see Devontae Smith smiling right now. He's definitely enjoying what happened. There's the kickoff. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to let that one go into the back of the end zone. The back of the end zone, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. So, third quarter action. 10 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in the third quarter. It looks like they're going to cover Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce on Prime after this game. If you've got Prime, you can check into that. 7-27. Purple, 7. Hey, James, thanks for coming back. I'm always going to be here, brother. I ain't going nowhere. Here we go. There's the snap. There's a handoff, a quick handoff underneath. And that is going to go nowhere. That is Ty Chandler with that carry. Yeah, you did. You absolutely did, James. My name is Mario Manuel. Thank y'all so much for watching. I am broadcasting Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays. We are excited right now. James, remind me if you're a purple team or a green team tonight. I formation, 2nd and 10. Fix the handoff. Kirk Cousins has time. Kirk Cousins throws out to Justin Jefferson. That is going to be good for a first down, Minnesota Vikings. I know. I remember you from last year. I do remember you from last year, and I appreciate you being here. You and Adriano were like my two favorite people, man. I always appreciate you guys coming back. So we'll be doing this all season long, my friend. We'll be doing this all season long. So looking forward to your commentary as well. Here's the snap. We were in a single back formation. Kirk Cousins barely able to get that out. That is going to be to the second string tight end on that play. So that play is going good, and that will be completed to Josh Oliver, number 84 out of San Jose State, 6'5", 259 pounds. So it looks like the Vikings have finally figured out that Alexander Mattison has been playing subpar, to say the least, in both games. Alexander Mattison has been looking rough. Here we go, 2nd down and 10, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins throws out to Justin Jefferson, who cannot catch that ball, and that is not going to be a flag either. Justin Jefferson saying, you got to call a flag on something. Let's see. Let's take a look at this replay and see how Darius Slay absolutely put his hands actually almost like in his mask. Could not see that. Great coverage. Almost too great of coverage, but good coverage. Justin Jefferson unable to make that catch. He looks really upset. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I'm surprised that the NFC Beast is kicking butt once again. But you're not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised either, especially with what, there's the snap, 3rd and 10, Kirk Cousins in trouble. Kirk Cousins throws a deep shot. He steps up and throws a deep shot to Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison all the way in for a touchdown. There is no flag on the play, and that is a touchdown. Jordan Addison, Minnesota Vikings. That was a rocket right there. And that was a huge bomb. Huge bomb right now coming from the 39-yard line, 38-yard line. Kirk Cousins looks left. Kirk Cousins looks right, sees Jordan Addison down at the end of the field, throws it right up to the right hash, and Jordan Addison meets that ball right where it needs to go. A beautiful touchdown by the Minnesota Vikings. Way to get one back, guys. There's the snap. The kick is up. The kick is good, and now we have ourselves, what is that, a 13-point game. So a 2-possession game now. Kirk Cousins stepping up in the pocket, stepping forward and delivering a huge shot to Jordan Addison, the rookie out of USC. Wow, gosh, that's 2 back-to-back huge touchdown plays that we just watched right now. The last one going to Devontae Smith for 63 yards. This one going to Jordan Addison for 62 yards. And Jordan Addison has 71 yards on the day. Justin Jefferson has 70 yards on the day. And through the air, the Minnesota Vikings have 192 passing yards. They still trail the Philadelphia Eagles by quite a bit as far as like total yards go. They trail the Philadelphia Eagles by 83 yards. But wow, we just witnessed something special right there. James, awesome to have you back in the room, man. Dude, seriously, I really appreciate the love. I appreciate the likes. And I'm glad that you're still part of this channel. So we're going to be covering a couple of games this weekend, y'all. We're going to be covering the blah, 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 blah. We'll be covering the Browns and the Steelers on Monday. We're going to be covering the Patriots and the Dolphins on Sunday night. And for the midday game on Sunday, I'm going to be covering the Jets and my Dallas Cowboys. I got to cover that game. At first, before that game came up, I was worried that Aaron Rodgers might actually have his way with the Dallas Cowboys because even with Green Bay, he has always had our numbers and he has given us some nasty upsets. But I don't have to fear Aaron Rodgers anymore. Aaron Rodgers is gone. He doesn't exist anymore, at least not for the 2023 season. So I'm very confident in the Dallas Cowboys' ability to get some stops against Zach Wilson and make him run for his life all day long. Now, after watching the game last week, the Cowboys game against the New York Giants, the offense is really what scares me. Dak Prescott didn't even break 100 yards in that game. I mean, maybe he did, but it was just awful. Dak Prescott did not look very good at all, and that's my main concern is can Dak Prescott get it together? Anyways, Kirk Cousins making up for that fumble that cost them 6 points. Huge throw right now to Jordan Addison, a 62-yard bomb to Jordan Addison to burn the defense. He got past the defense, and Kirk Cousins stepping up into that pocket to make that play happen. Excellent, excellent effort. Applause, applause, applause. Now here we go. About to kick the ball back to the Philadelphia Eagles. The kick is up, up, and away, and it looks like that is going to be a touchback. No going there. So starting from the 25-yard line, ladies and gentlemen, we still have 9 minutes left to go in this quarter. 9 minutes left to go in the third quarter. My name is Mario Manuel. You're watching Football Nation. Thanks for sticking around. Philadelphia Eagles do lead. They are at home, so hopefully they end up winning this one. If you're an Eagles fan, if you're a Vikings fan, you don't want to see your team go down 0-2. The Vikings coming in 0-1. The Eagles coming in 1-0. Shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right. There's a throw from Jalen Hurts underneath to Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert's going to be stopped just short of the first down. And that's going to be good for about an 8-yard play right there. 8-yard play. Can you believe that only 4 people have caught the ball for the Philadelphia Eagles? Yes, I can. Yes, I can believe it. Quez Watkins nowhere to be found in this game. He's out with a hamstring injury. Now there's the snap. There's a handoff. That handoff is to DeAndre Swift, who's going to get the first down and break a couple tackles and get up past the 40. There is laundry on the field. This might be the second flag of the game, the third flag of the game. Holding on the offense. So holding on the Eagles, that will push them back 10 yards. That's a big foul to give up in that spot. They were right there. And that will nullify that big gain by DeAndre Swift. That's a rough one. That's a rough one to take. That's a rough one to take on. Okay, 2nd down and 11, y'all. 2nd down and 11. Let's see what comes up on this drive right here. Are we rooting for the Eagles or are we rooting for the Vikings today? 2nd and 11. Shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right. There is the snap. Jalen Hurts looks right. He throws underneath. That's going to be a catch by DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift gains about 4 yards on that play. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 11. Sorry, 3rd down and 6. Excuse me, 3rd down and 6 coming up here. Oh, here we go. 3rd down and 6, ladies and gentlemen. The score is 14-27. We are on the Philadelphia Eagles 29-yard line. There's a flag on the play. False start. 5-yard penalty. And that will erase the 5 yards just gained by DeAndre Swift. The false start was on DeAndre Swift. Yeah, he was a little rocky. He was losing his balance, and then he just kind of went, hey, that was them, not me. It was them. So, no going there. No, nice try, buddy, but not going to happen today. Not going to happen today. Here we go. 3rd and 11, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd down and 11. Shotgun formation. Trips left. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks left. He's winding up. He's sizing up. He throws short. He's going to throw that to Dallas Goedert, who's going to get hit pretty hard as soon as he catches that ball. So that's going to bring up a 4th down. We have a 4th down now, and the Eagles are nowhere near that line of scrimmage. The clock will continue to tick. 6 minutes and 49 seconds left to go. Justin Jefferson and company coming back out in just a moment. Special teams hitting the field in this second. So we are getting ready to punt this one away. Brandon Powell had a fumble earlier today. Hopefully he can redeem himself. There's the punt. The kick is up, and away. Not many punts today. Brandon Powell lets that one go, and it touched someone. So it hit the floor, and it bounced off of someone after hitting the floor, so that will be down at that spot. You can see the blue beanbag tossed by the official on that play. Oh, you know what? I have flags too. I'm an official too. I might as well start bringing out my flags whenever a flag actually happens. That could be fun. Why not? Okay, 4th quarter coming up in about 6 minutes. We've got 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. And boy, am I excited. I want to watch and see what is coming up. I want to see what is coming up for the rest of this game, for the rest of this drive. All right, y'all. 680 subscribers today, 680. Cannot wait for the Dallas Cowboys game to come on. Super excited for it, super hyped for it. Sundays are for football, y'all. Sundays are for football, and I'm so excited for Sundays. So, right now, we've got a score of 14-27. Philadelphia Eagles have the lead. The Minnesota Vikings have the ball. When we get back from this commercial break, it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the Minnesota Vikings 30-yard line. 1st and 10 on the Vikings 30-yard line. Charge. Charge, baby, charge. So we've now got Josh Allen on TV drinking soda. So now you've got me on your phone or, on your TV drinking beer. Cheers. Definitely need to start some drinking games. on the show. I just don't have the liver for that anymore because I'm not 21 anymore. Maybe if I was 21, things would be great for me. So, what I'm going to do in the next coming days is start splicing some of my videos, showing some of those games, some of those plays, and collecting some data and getting out some more content. Content is king. Content. Cannot wait for the rest of this season right now. Oh, they're showing some big hits from week 3s and rivalries. The Giants and the Niners. That is going to be next week's Thursday night game. The New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers. That is the matchup for next Thursday night. That is going to be a really good one. Single back formation. There's the snap and a handoff to Alexander Madison, who's back in the game for God knows why. There's a handoff to him. He's good for about 4 yards, but he looks terrible. You know, I have a couple of shares of Jonathan Taylor, and it looks to me like this team could really use a Jonathan Taylor. There's a snap. Kirk Cousins wheels out to his right. Kirk Cousins throws underneath. That is a catch to Jordan Addison, who is quickly becoming his safety blanket and his big target in these games. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. And this is my safety blanket, is hanging onto a football. Makes me feel better every time. Okay. Waiting, 3rd and 4, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins quickly needs to get rid of it. Throws underneath to Justin Jefferson. Had an open man, but the man was not looking, and they're trailing still. So they're still down by 13. Still down by 13. The Minnesota Vikings down by 13. I mean, he ran out of time pretty quickly, but he could have run forward and actually gotten that first down himself. What are they going to choose to do? They're likely going to punt on this one on 4th and 4. They're running from the 36, their own 36-yard line. So, yeah, probably a punt coming up right here. And the punt team is out. And the punt is up and the punt is away. And that is not going to be fielded. That's going to go all the way back inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. They're going to put that at the 7 right now. Devontae Smith, what a day. Devontae Smith ran a total of 48 yards before making the catch and getting tackled. And here's another one. He's going to run all the way the other way. He's going to run 42 yards before making that catch. I mean, these are huge air yards by Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts really, really showing off the stuff right now. Jalen Hurts actually looks a lot better than he did to start this game. It was a rocky start for them, but the Eagles started off with 3 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second, and 14 in the third so far. So here we go in a shotgun formation on 1st and 10. There's a handoff, and that's going to go forward for about 4 or 5 yards on that handoff. That one is to DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift looking like a very competent every down back. DeAndre Swift, that's the whole reason why they picked him up, was for that. Kenneth Gainwell gone out of the picture. He's hurt right now. So DeAndre Swift in the backfield with Jalen Hurts. We've got a 2nd down and 6. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. 10 seconds left on the play clock. We've got motion in the backfield from Dallas Goedert coming from the top to the bottom. There's another handoff, and that's good to DeAndre Swift, who's going to stay on his feet and run forward for another first down. First down, Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles, what a good, solid run out of the shotgun to DeAndre Swift. That stop was made by Bynum. Good, strong run. DeAndre Swift looking solid. He actually was losing his balance and refound it. If someone didn't stop him, he would have stayed on his feet and gone all the way home. So 16 rushes, 86 yards on the ground by DeAndre Swift. No touchdowns. He's definitely earned himself one. Jalen Hurts takes the shotgun snap and throws that to Dallas Goedert, who's going to make that catch. Dallas Goedert good for about 4 yards on that play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. Stop made by Smith on that play. Dallas Goedert being targeted a lot more today than he was in the previous game against the New England Patriots. Dallas Goedert has 7 targets today. 7 targets and 6 receptions, only 22 yards. He's been targeted more than A.J. Brown today. Let's see what happens with Brown. Waiting for the snap. There it is. There's a handoff once again to DeAndre Swift, who's going to rush forward for another first down and keep pushing the pile. Oh, my goodness. Blow that dead. That is another first down, Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles really, really having a lot of success on the ground using DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell. Sorry, not Kenneth Gainwell. Boston Scott on the ground. So it's pretty clear that the Vikings defense is struggling to stop the run. Struggling to stop the run. They've had 33 rushes and 20 passes. 1st and 10. There's the snap from the 39-yard line. Once again, he goes forward for another 9 yards, and they're just going to keep feeding him right now. DeAndre Swift, over 100 yards today, needs to take a breather, says, come on out, Boston Scott. Help me out here because I'm carrying the squad on my shoulders. Now, I personally appreciate it because that is going to continue ticking the clock down, and I have to go to work tomorrow morning. So, anyways, almost punched out. He's definitely deserved. He's earned a water break here. 2nd and 1, strong side to the left, shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. There's the snap. There's the handoff. That's good for another few yards. Boston Scott rushing forward, gaining about 4 on that one. That's going to be a first down, Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles looking really good right now. DeAndre Swift, 106 yards on the ground, getting back up off the bench, ready to get back out on the field and get some more yardage. 107 rushing yards from DeAndre Swift. A dominant performance right now. Coach is going to keep him off. Sirianni is going to keep him off for just a few more snaps. 1 minute and 23 seconds left to go in the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Shotgun formation. 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks right. Jalen Hurts throws right. He's going to throw underneath the Boston Scott. Boston Scott's going to run forward and gain about 6 yards on that one. So now we're facing a 3rd down situation. We've got ourselves a 3rd down coming up. Wow, that fumble from Justin Jefferson earlier was just shocking. I could not believe that actually happened. Rashad Penny was actually the one on that play. Rashad Penny wearing number 23. The last 3 times I've said Boston Scott, it's actually been Rashad Penny. So Rashad Penny is out there in the field right now. To the right of Jalen Hurts, there's the snap. There's a handoff to Rashad Penny right now, who's going to get stuffed. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 4. What will the Eagles do? A 4th down and 4. Are they going to go for it? Kirk Cousins on the sideline. Don't know why he's smiling. And they are going to go for it. They might try to catch them offsides. This might just be one of those situations. And it happened. And they got him. Wow, I cannot believe I called it that. I knew that was going to happen. And, of course, unbelievable. That's pretty obvious. You know, there's less than 11 seconds. There was less than 15 seconds left in the quarter. Why would you move? Yep, absolutely offsides. Embarrassing. How embarrassing is that? I mean, he made it pretty obvious. Neutral zone infraction. Pretty obvious. A clear first down. Come on, guys. That's pretty clear. Okay, here we go. That's going to end the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start the 4th quarter on week 2, Thursday Night Football. 4th quarter coming up right here, y'all. 14-27, 13-point difference. If the Vikings can stop the Eagles, we've got a chance to actually get there. We've got a chance. It's possible. It's possible. Now, I'm not saying that I'm rooting for either one of these two teams. The only team that I actually root for is my Dallas Cowboys. Only issue is that they're not playing tonight. So I'm now rooting for my DraftKings team. And I've got players on both sides. What is my lineup? I said it earlier, at least the one that was winning at the time. I don't know how well that team is still doing, especially since Devontae Smith is now just annihilating the boards right now. Devontae Smith looking like a beast. Jordan Addison looking like a beast right now. TJ Hawkinson looking really well. DeAndre Swift looking really well. I don't know how you would fit all these guys into your lineup. Jalen Hurts has 25 fantasy points. Kirk Cousins has 18. I mean, my goodness, this has been a heck of a day for fantasy football. And this is like, have you ever watched Bruce Almighty where everybody wins the lottery? That's kind of what's going to happen today. Everyone is going to win because these are all the players that you expected to do well. The only difference I think that might happen is like the defense. So if the Vikings can score another touchdown, then the Philadelphia Eagles defense is going to be in a little bit of a bruised up, banged up shape. And that might change a few things for people who didn't pick defenses. Now, Ty Chandler does finally have a carry right now, but he's got 0 yards. Alexander Madison looks like absolute ass right now. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna give y'all this stat right here. The Philadelphia Eagles, 187 yards on the ground. The Minnesota Vikings, 15. The Minnesota Vikings have 15 yards on the ground. There is clearly a glaring issue for the running game in Minnesota. Dalvin Cook is gone, and it shows. These guys desperately need a running back because how else are you supposed to keep defenses honest? How else are you supposed to get Justin Jefferson open if he's double teamed on every play or covered by the best cornerback out there? Like, that's just got to be so frustrating to be the head coach for the Minnesota Vikings, to be someone like Kevin O'Connell, and not be able to move the ball on the ground. You got to move the ball on the ground. So, total yards of offense for the Purple, 208. Total yards of offense for the Purple, 208. Total yards of offense for the Philadelphia Eagles, 352, and the Philadelphia Eagles are starting this drive on the 37-yard line across midfield. There's the snap and shotgun formation. There's a quick throw underneath to A.J. Brown, and that is broken up. Great stop by the corner there. Great stop by Byron Murphy, the right cornerback, on that drive, on that particular throw to A.J. Brown. Byron Murphy with a big stop there because that could have broken big. So here we go. We're looking at a 2nd down and 10 on the Minnesota 37-yard line. Philadelphia Eagles have the ball after they made the Vikings jump. So there's the snap. There's a handoff once again. That is going to be to Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny's going to gain 0 on that, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 on the Minnesota Vikings 37-yard line. Something tells me that the Minnesota Vikings are going to find it hard to come back in this game. 3rd and 9, so they're going to give him 1 yard. Congratulations. 3rd and 9 on the Minnesota 36-yard line. Philadelphia Eagles have the ball on the 36. They lead by 13. The Eagles lead by 13. Here's a 3rd and 9. Shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. A.J. Brown to the bottom. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks to the top. He throws in the middle in between both of them. That is another catch by Devontae Smith, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 1, maybe a 4th and a 1.5. But something tells me that the Eagles are going to go for it, or at least try to get them to bite once again. And they might actually get them to actually jump off sides once again. But that was a throw and a catch, and a quarterback sneak coming up. Jalen Hurts, of course, is going to convert it. So we've got another 1st down, Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles just absolutely killing it at this moment. They've got 361 total yards of offense. And Brian Flores' defense is falling apart right now. Justin Hurts runs up to the left and gets that 3-yard gain on a quarterback sneak. 3 yards on a quarterback sneak. That's pretty good. 4th and 1, 10 rushes, 9 first downs. He's 90% on 4th and 1. First and 10, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right. Jalen Hurts takes the snap. He's in trouble immediately. He rolls out to his right and throws deep. And that's to the end zone. And that's going to be a touchdown by A.J. Brown. But there is a flag on the play. There is a flag on the play, possibly a holding on the offense, which would be a lucky break for the Minnesota Vikings because that defense broke down, and that is a holding penalty on Rashad Penny, who will probably end up coming out of the game for that hold because that was a touchdown. I mean, barely a hold, but it was still a hold. A great throw to A.J. Brown, wiped away because of a mistake by A.J. Brown. That blitz came in fast. Jalen Hurts was under pressure pretty quickly. And yeah, good call by the official. Good job by the official. Not much he could have done there. But at the same time, it didn't look like he grabbed him by the pads. He just kind of had his hand on his chest. I don't know if that's the perfect call, but it doesn't matter. The call has been done. 1st and 20 on the 35-yard line. Philadelphia Eagles have had the possession for 33 minutes compared to 13 by the Purple. There's a pump fake and a deep throw all the way down to A.J. Brown. That is incomplete. An incomplete pass to A.J. Brown. That would have been a monster bomb. Evans in trouble on the ground right now. A.J. Brown tried to blow past the defense right there, but he was covered pretty well. And that might have been a pass interference. That was definitely a pass interference. Hit him before that, so unbelievable that was not called. That should have been a pass interference. No call there. And an injury timeout. Injury timeout, ladies and gentlemen. 12 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in this ball game. Thursday night football. Thursday night football. All right, let's break down some of this defense here. Let's look at my player stats. Let's go out to the defense. Darius Slay, still only 3 tackles, but he has blocked a lot of passes and made life incredibly difficult. Darius Slay has made life incredibly difficult for Justin Jefferson. Right now on defense, we actually have the Minnesota Vikings, so let's talk about their defensive squad right now. Ivan Pace Jr. has 5 tackles. Jordan Hicks has 5 as well. Harrison Phillips has 4. Cameron Bynum has 3. Harrison Smith has 3 tackles. All of these guys are looking great. And Josh Metellus has 3. Everyone else has 1 or less. 1 or less. Justin Jefferson tonight, only 57 yards. TJ Hawkinson, only 37 yards. Let me refresh this because this is not up to date. Much has changed since this last update here. There we go. Jordan Addison has 72, y'all. Jordan Addison with 72 yards. Justin Jefferson with 70. TJ Hawkinson with 37 and KJ Osborne with 21. Jordan Addison does have a touchdown. TJ Hawkinson also has a touchdown. So 2 touchdowns coming from the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 2 touchdowns passing himself. Can he get a third? They're going to need it if they're going to win this game. They only scored 17 points last week. They lost. They lost to Baker freaking Mayfield. They lost to Baker Mayfield 17-20. So they only scored 17 points last week. What can they score now? All right. We are getting back to this football game. They're looking at Lincoln Financial Field right now. The blimp view. I don't know if they still use blimps. I don't think blimps are still a thing. Here we go. Evans on that one. A clear pass interference. A.J. Brown would have caught that pass. I mean, that is a pretty blatantly missed call by the officials on that. So what do? You can't challenge that. I mean, yeah. In real time, it's hard to see. But that was pretty... Well, in slow motion, when you watch it back, that's pretty obvious. So 2nd down and 20. Empty backfield. Jalen Hurts is in the pocket, has all kinds of time. Jalen Hurts finally decides to scramble. He's going to get sacked. Jalen Hurts is sacked. And that's going to bring up a third down. So that's going to bring up a third and about 23. Jalen Hurts walking awkwardly, but he seems okay. 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds before he decides to scramble. Jalen Hurts had the ball for 9 full seconds before he had a chance to actually throw, and unfortunately didn't come up with anything. That's incredible that he couldn't come up with anything in 9 seconds. So 3rd and 23, 12 minutes left to go. We're on the 37-yard line. Jalen Hurts takes the snap. Jalen Hurts is in trouble. Jalen Hurts gets brought down behind the 50. So Jake Elliott is going to come back out and kick another 60-plus yard field goal probably. Let's see if they're going to punt or actually put this out there. That was 99 Daniel Hunter on the stop out of LSU, 6'5", 263 pounds. Anyways, Ivan Pace, the left inside linebacker, he's been having himself a hell of a game right now, and he's a rookie. So that the punt team will come out. The punt is a deep punt. Fair catch signaled at the looks like the 14-yard line. So this drive will start from the 14-yard line. Can the Minnesota Vikings come back in this game? Can they mount another comeback? They have not won a road game on a Thursday in 45 years, ladies and gentlemen. In 45 years, the Minnesota Vikings have not won a road game on a Thursday night. Since Thursday night football basically began. Look at that. They're featuring Micah Parsons in a Tostitos commercial. Tostitos sound pretty good, too. I think I'm ready for a snack. I think I'm ready for some food, y'all. All right, we've got a few minutes left in this football game. 11 minutes and 19 seconds in the fourth quarter. Here in San Antonio, Texas, it is 9:41 p.m. Central Standard Time. Lincoln Financial Field, Jalen Hurts is off the field now. The Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins and company are out to take this one. Single back formation on 1st and 10. There's the snap. There's a toss to Alexander Madison on the left, who's going to finally break forward and gain 8 yards on that play. They're going to mark it at 7, so they're going to give him 7 yards on that. So now we've got a 2nd down and 3 on the Vikings 21-yard line. 21-yard line, 2nd down and 3. The clock is continuing to tick. The clock is continuing to tick. All right, here we go. Here we go. Strong side on the left, single back formation. We've got motion in the backfield from KJ Osborne. There's the snap, fakes the handoff. Kirk Cousins winds up and throws a pass, and that is all in the hands of KJ Osborne, and he drops that pass that was on the button. A beautiful pass by Kirk Cousins, and nothing doing there. KJ Osborne unable to connect. Good throw. It was a good route, and it was just a hair behind him, but that's a catch you need to make at this level in the NFL. Open space, too. That was a wide open catch, a wide open play. Empty backfield, 3rd and 3. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins in trouble, throws and connects to Justin Jefferson, who's past the 30, cuts back past the 40, almost up to the 50, brought down at the 44, 45-yard line. Justin Jefferson with a big play there. That was absolutely crucial. On an underneath route, we have an injured Viking now. Another injury timeout coming up here in just a second. Good, strong throw. Good catch. Actually, that was a bit of a lollipop throw to Justin Jefferson, who just happened to get there. Awesome, awesome play. But there is an injury for the offensive line that was already struggling a bit. Believe that was Brian O'Neill who just took that hit and is slow to get up. Defensively, the Vikings, are struggling a little bit right now. Offensively, things are clicking for the Philadelphia Eagles. Brian Johnson is the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is now his third season with the Eagles. He was named the team's offensive coordinator after his remarkable 2022 season, culminating in a Super Bowl last year that we all probably watched. Before his promotion, Johnson coached the Eagles quarterbacks from 2021 to 2022, playing a pivotal role in Jalen Hurts' development. Under his guidance, Hurts achieved the second highest winning percentage, .733, among NFL quarterbacks during that time, trailing only Patrick Mahomes. Fittingly, they both made it to the Super Bowl. Now, additionally, Jalen Hurts earned his first All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors and secured second place in the Associated Press NFL MVP race. That's right. In 2022, Brian Johnson mentored Jalen Hurts to a standout season, leading the Eagles to a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts became the second youngest quarterback in NFL history to win 14 regular season games, and he excelled in various quarterback stats, including touchdown to interception ratio, passer rating, yards per attempt, and total touchdowns. Also, Jalen Hurts set a franchise record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Now, before his tenure with the Eagles, Brian Johnson enjoyed a successful 3-year stint as the offensive coordinator at Florida, where he oversaw a highly prolific passing offense and impressive rankings in total and scoring offense. So we've got someone being carted off the field, not being carried, taken out, not getting up under his own power. You hate seeing that. I hope he's okay. The last time I saw a player get carted off the field that I actually liked, it was Dak Prescott when he broke the shit out of his ankle, and that was rough. That hurt to watch. But, don't tell me that this cart is going to drive the full 100 yards from one side to the other. Look at that route done by Justin Jefferson. He made the catch, and then he runs forward, makes people miss, gets about 22 yards after the catch on that one. Good, strong run. I mean, not the strongest pass, but, hey, it was good enough. Now, the new replacement who's out here coming out for Udoh does not look very confident. And I was also not confident in saying that name. Anyways, 1st and 10. 10 minutes left to go in this game, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes left to go in this game. Single back formation. Minnesota Vikings have the ball just shy of midfield. There's a handoff to Alexander Mattison, who's going to push forward and get past midfield. That's at the 50-yard line. He's going to get dropped right at the 50-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. 2nd down and 4 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd down and 4. Again, single back formation, strong side to the right. Fakes the handoff. There's a throw, and that's a catch for Justin Jefferson, who gets up past the 30. 1st down, Minnesota Vikings. Justin Jefferson, excellent, excellent play right there. So that went from the 50 inside the 30. Wow, Darius Slay was all over him. Darius Slay almost swatted that ball out of his hands. What a good... I mean, this guy's a beast, man. Darius Slay is no joke. But Justin Jefferson was better on that particular play. Justin Jefferson over 100 yards as well. 8 receptions, 115 yards. There's the snap in a single back formation. Oh, Kirk Cousins in trouble immediately. That throw was intended for the 2nd string tight end, Josh Oliver. Josh Oliver unable to get there. That was a short throw by Kirk Cousins, who was in trouble, had to get rid of it quickly. And now we're facing a 2nd down and 10. The Minnesota Vikings are just outside of the red zone. 2nd and 10 on the Philadelphia Eagles 28-yard line. 2nd and 10 on the Philadelphia Eagles 28-yard line. Here we go. Shotgun formation. Motioning in the backfield is Jordan Addison. Waiting for the snap. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks left. He ends up throwing right. He's going to throw right. That's going to be underneath. That's going to go forward for just a few yards. That was Ty Chandler who's going to make that catch and gain 4. Ty Chandler with the catch. That is a completed catch for both Kirk Cousins and Ty Chandler. But now we're facing a 3rd down and 6 on the Philadelphia Eagles 24-yard line. What is O'Connell going to dial up on this play? 3rd down conversions today, they have not had a ton of success. They might have to go for it with 8 minutes left, down by 2 possessions. Motioning in the backfield is Jordan Addison. No, I'm sorry, Justin Jefferson. Shotgun formation, there's the snap. Kirk Cousins throws. He's going to connect right there with Justin Jefferson, and that will take them to about the 9-10-yard line. So, 1st and goal coming up from the 10-yard line, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and goal from the 10 coming up right here. The motion from the right side to the left side confused the Eagles just enough to get him open and get Darius Slay off his back. And that is a catch by Justin Jefferson. Excellent, excellent catch. He knew he was going to get hit. He tucked that away. 1st and goal. There's the snap, single back formation, fakes the handoff. Kirk Cousins in trouble. He gets rid of it just in time. And wide open is KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne in for the touchdown. Kirk Cousins with another one. What a bomb. A quick throw. Absolutely wide open. Nobody watching KJ Osborne on that play. And that is going to make the Eagles pay. Touchdown, Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins taking his time in that pocket. Good route run. And now we're going to have the extra point. So now check this out, y'all. It is about to be a 6-point game. 6-point game. 21-27. Can the Vikings come back in this one? If Eagles lose, I can already hear it. I can already hear what's going to happen if the Philadelphia Eagles lose. But what an awesome play. Kirk Cousins making it happen. Congratulations, Kirk Cousins. Hey, and congratulations as well to Justin Jefferson. If he can get another 20 yards, 21 yards, that's another 150-yard performance, back-to-back games to start the season for Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison has 72 yards today and 1 touchdown, 16 fantasy points in this game. I mean, it's pretty single point of threading when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles. It's Jalen Hurts and DeAndre Swift. And, of course, Devontae Smith, who has a hell of a lot of points right now. So, single point of threading, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, DeAndre Swift. That's it. Now, when you look at the other side of the ball, when you look at the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins has 27 fantasy points. Justin Jefferson has 19. Jordan Addison has 16. TJ Hawkinson has 13. KJ Osborne has 12. I mean, he is spreading the ball around, and it is showing. It is showing. Kirk Cousins is showing off his skills. He's got 3 touchdowns right now. Kirk Cousins with 3 passing touchdowns and 284 yards. If he gets another one, he's going to be leading. He's going to be leading the season once again. Kirk Cousins looking fantastic on my bench. Oh, great. Cheers to that. I cannot wait for the Cowboys game at 3:25. Coming up this week on Sunday, 3:25 p.m., we're going to be covering the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Jets. The busted up New York Jets, but that's okay. Look, both of these teams have super stout defenses. In my opinion, both of these teams have the top 5 defenses, one of which is definitely the number 1 defense in the league standing right now. They put up 37 fantasy points last week. Can you believe that? 37 fantasy points last week. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that. Okay, let's see what other stats I could pull up for you guys right here. These are all of the wins and losses once again from last week's games. I'm telling you, those look like drones, and if they're not drones, they should make drones that do that. Thursday Night Football, ladies and gentlemen, Week 2 is underway. Thank you all so much for joining this channel. My name is Mario Manuel. You're watching Football Nation. If this is your first time checking me out, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Here we go. We're getting ready to kick this ball away. And 7 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in regulation time. There's the kick. That is going to go to the back of the end zone. No return made, so we're going to start this drive on the 25-yard line. Look at those huge holes that the left tackles are creating right here. I mean, wow. It's pretty obvious what's going on right now. Garrett Bradbury. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong side of the ball here. We're looking at Jason Kelsey, Cam Jurgens, and Lane Johnson. Jordan Mailata and Jordan Dickerson. And there's a handoff that's going to go forward for about 6 yards again to DeAndre Swift, who's now got 19 carries, 100-plus yards, triple digits on the ground. Still no touchdowns, but he is doing a really great job as the lead running back right now. DeAndre Swift was in a timeshare last season with the Detroit Lions, and now he has a chance to be the main guy, and he's doing a great job right now. 114 yards on 19 carries. Shotgun formation, 2nd and 3 from the 32-yard line. There's the snap, and another handoff to DeAndre Swift, who's going to run forward and get another first down. First down by the Philadelphia Eagles. The clock will continue to run. They're going to try to milk this as much as they can. As long as they can keep the chains moving, there is no need to hurry up and get back to the line. Now, the Minnesota Vikings are definitely going to try to get a stop here. They're going to need one. So what do they dial up on defense? They're showing 5. They're going to blitz 5. And they will. They're going to bring 6. And he's going to get tackled on that handoff right now. And we've got a second down. We've got a second down across the 35-yard line. The Philadelphia Eagles are just trying to take time off the clock. They are up by 6. If they can get into field goal range, they will once again extend this to a double possession, a 2-possession game. If they can score a field goal, it is a 2-possession game, and it will become so much harder for the Minnesota Vikings to come back. But they need to try to take off as much time on this clock as possible. There's another handoff right now that's going to bring up a third down, a third and about 6, maybe 5. Not a lot of flags thrown in this game, which is a pretty good thing. I appreciate that from the referees. That means they're doing some great preventative officiating, talking to the players. 3rd and 5. 5 minutes and 28 seconds left to go. Can the Vikings get a stop? You already see Kirk Cousins getting on the sideline, getting ready. He's got his helmet on. 3rd and 5 from the 41-yard line. 3rd and 5, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks to the center. He throws underneath to A.J. Brown. That's good for the 50, and he's past midfield. That's going to put him up to the 46-yard line across midfield. So, Jalen Hurts able to convert that 3rd down using his arms, not his legs. He has no passing touch. I'm sorry, he has 1 passing touchdown to to Devontae Smith. I almost said Devontae Adams. A.J. Brown trying to get into that touchdown column. Had one, but that got brought back by a holding penalty. 1st and 10, shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. There's a snap and a handoff to DeAndre Swift, who breaks up the middle. He gets it past the 40, past the 30, past the 20. He's going. He's past the 10. He's going to get dropped down at the 5-yard line. DeAndre Swift with a monster run. Look at that play. 1st down, Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. Wow. What a run straight up the gut. I mean, the holes, the gaps that offensive line has been opening is just pretty obvious. I thought he was gone. I thought he was off to the races. That could have been easily a touchdown. DeAndre Swift got stopped at the end of that run, but what a beast. 165 yards on the ground. He's going to get it, and he should get forward. Someone push him into that end zone. He has earned it. But something tells me, since they're on the 1-yard line, we all know what's coming. Can you guess what's coming? 1-yard line. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles on the 1-yard line. Who's going to get the ball? This guy deserves a touchdown, man. Come on, just give him one. That's the first timeout of the half. for the Minnesota Vikings, and the Minnesota Vikings look like they are in deep trouble right now. Minnesota Vikings looking like they are going to buckle and fold on this play. Don't want to call it just yet. 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go. Chances are the Eagles are going to score on this drive, and when they do, the Vikings will be in a hell of a hurry to score some points. Can Justin Jefferson make something happen for this team? Justin Jefferson, 129 yards through the air. I mean, some of these players are just looking so good today. I don't think I picked DeAndre Swift in any of my lineups, so that is definitely going to hurt me. DeAndre Swift is doing a fantastic job today. So here we go, 2nd and goal. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the left. There's the snap and a handoff to Swift, who's going to run to the left and find his way in, and that's going to be a touchdown. Once again, the man absolutely deserves it. The man absolutely deserves it. DeAndre Swift on the ground. 33 points for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they look absolutely fantastic right now. DeAndre Swift making it happen. 26 fantasy points for him, 26 fantasy points for Jalen Hurts, 27 for Kirk Cousins. I mean, we got 20 pieces, $20 for you, 20 for you, 20 for you. Everybody gets 20 points. Here we go. Waiting for the snap. Jake Elliott is kicking that one up. That is going to be good. So we have 4 minutes and 13 seconds of regulation time left. DeAndre Swift looking like a beast out there right now. And there's a very good chance that whoever picked DeAndre Swift as their team captain is probably winning this one right now. TJ Hawkinson as team captain, unless he catches a touchdown, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Hawkinson only has 13 fantasy points. I mean, this has been a really good game right now. We are at 55 points. 55 points from both sides. And I feel bad for anybody who's missed this game, because this one was really a slobber knocker. This one is back and forth. I mean, it started getting away from the Minnesota Vikings, but this has been a really, really excellent game. Good, strong effort tonight. DeAndre Swift, 25 rushing attempts, 170 yards on the ground, 1 rushing touchdown. He had a 43-yard break. He's also got 3 receptions on 3 targets. He's caught every pass that went his way for 6 additional yards. This guy is going to be the starting running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. I can guarantee you that. There's no way that he has not earned that right after today's game. Almost 200 yards on the ground. What a beast. Surgery went great yesterday. Thank you for all the love and prayers and support. And thanks you to Dr. So-and-so and his staff for starting me on the road to recovery. That is Aaron Rodgers on his Instagram account after his surgery. So Aaron Rodgers has received his surgery for his torn Achilles. Coming back from a torn Achilles at age 40 is very different than coming back from a torn Achilles at age 25. So here we go, shotgun formation, 4 minutes and 13 seconds left to go. Starting on the 25-yard line after that touchback. That's a quick throw and a bobble, and that was KJ Osborne, who almost put it up into a tip drill for the Philadelphia Eagles, who would have iced this game, and Kirk Cousins did not like that look. 2nd down and 10, 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. This is going to be throw. There will be no rushing play, so that's pretty obvious game situation for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see what happens here. 2nd and 10, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins throws, and that's going to be caught by Justin Jefferson. He threaded the needle on that. I cannot believe Justin Jefferson made that catch with a hand in his face. I'm telling you, Darius Slay is all over this guy right now, and still Justin Jefferson happened to make that play happen. 1st and 10, Kirk Cousins in trouble. He has to shake that, throws it to Alexander Mattison, who's going to break a tackle. There is a flag on the play, and he's going to be down after about 8 yards. So 3 minutes and 31 seconds. The clock is continuing to go, but there's a flag on the play. So let's see what happens here. Flag on the play. What do you got, ref? Holding on the offense, not good if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan. Not good for the Minnesota Vikings fans. I mean, that is definitely a holding call. He's just protecting his quarterback. I get it. But at the same time, I mean, I guess if I'm a coach, I would rather have the holding call than have a broken quarterback. So that's fine. 3 minutes and 31 seconds left to go, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and 20. We are deep at the 25-yard line. Minnesota Vikings on their own 25 right now. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins throws on a screen underneath. Cannot shake the tackle, and that is to Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler goes forward for a few additional yards. Minnesota Vikings, 304 total yards of offense. Philadelphia Eagles, 425 total yards of offense. That is a lot more than the Vikings normally give up. Brandon Graham, 14th season with the Philadelphia Eagles, looking good today. Empty backfield on 2nd and 15. Kirk Cousins takes the snap. Kirk Cousins throws underneath again to Alexander Mattison, and that is an incomplete pass. So 3rd and 15, they are in have to go for it mode. And if they score, they are likely in onside kick mode. That was a wide open catch, went right through the gloves of Alexander Mattison. Get this guy off the field. He is garbage. A hot flaming pile of garbage is Alexander Mattison. That is terrible. Anyways, okay, 3rd and 15. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. What you got, Purple People Eaters? Shotgun formation, there's the snap. Kirk Cousins waiting in the pocket. Throws underneath to TJ Hawkinson. Hawkinson goes forward. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 2. 4th down and 2. They have to go for it. Can TJ Hawkinson get some more yardage today? He's got 15 fantasy points. Even another catch would just make me happy. All right, here we go. They have 2 timeouts left. 4th and 3. There's the snap. Oh, my God. Hawkinson with the catch. And he's going to go forward, and he's good on that one. Hawkinson with the catch. Good job. And that's going to push him forward up the totem pole. That's going to put him 6 catches, 6 receptions. 1st and 10. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins throws underneath to Madison, who does make the catch and finally makes someone miss. Past the 40, up to the 30. They need to hurry this one up or call a timeout. 1 minute and 55 seconds left on the clock. The play, I mean, I don't know why the clock stopped unless someone called a timeout. And it looks like someone has called a timeout. Week 2, y'all, we've got a big game coming up now, too. The Green Bay Packers are going up against Bijan Robinson and the Falcons. That's going to be a good one. Of course, the Jets coming up. We've got the Dolphins and the Patriots coming up. Interested to see how that one goes. And then the Browns and the Steelers. Those are all games that I will be covering, barring the first game at noon. I won't be covering the Packers game at noon Central Standard Time, but I will be covering the other 3 games on this lineup. Next week, I will be covering the Packers starting week 3. So if you're a Packers fan, tune in for that one. You know what? One of my best friends was just telling me about that same symbols of an alien sky. Man, I'd like to show that to Max. And you know what? What happened, James, is that I forgot the name of it. But here we go. This is what I'm gonna do. I know I promised you last season and I never watched it, but I'm literally taking a picture of it right now, and we're watching it. 100%. Do you hear that, Christina? We're watching that. We're watching that. Symbols of an Alien Sky 1. So there's more than one. Ah, interesting. 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks left. There's a flag on the play. He throws underneath. That's to Alexander Mattison. Alexander Mattison fumbles the ball. Alexander Mattison fumbles the ball. And that is a turnover. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to take that one without a doubt, depending on which way that flag goes. Oh, my goodness. Where is that flag? Is that on the defense or on the offense? I think that's a holding on the offense, and that game is going to be ice. Free play, no fumble. There was offsides by the defense. Wow. Can you talk about lucky for the Minnesota Vikings? Can you talk about lucky for the Minnesota Vikings? Anybody else who's watching this stream, symbols of an alien sky. Recommended, highly recommended. Highly recommended. Here we go. 1st and 5, shotgun formation. There's the snap. Kirk Cousins looks left. Kirk Cousins throws left. Kirk Cousins almost throws an interception that absolutely should have been. Where are the flags on this play? TJ Hawkinson was literally had someone on his back before the ball even got to him. Look at that run. I mean, Evans twice is just getting there way too early, and no one is calling him on it. No wonder the Eagles have the best defense. Look at that. Are you kidding me? I mean, he was playing the ball. He did play the ball, and he did get his full hand on the ball. All right, I'll stop complaining. There's the snap on 2nd and 5. Kirk Cousins looks right, throws right, and throws into the pocket. Oh, my goodness. How is he threading that needle? Justin Jefferson in triple coverage, able to make that catch. Justin Jefferson able to make the catch in triple coverage. And they are out of time. 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go. The fullback Ham is out there to make a block. And that's a throw to Hawkinson. And that's a catch. Hawkinson with the touchdown. Sorry, dude. I'm so jumbled up right now. We got a touchdown on the Minnesota Vikings side. And can there be a miracle? Can the Minnesota Vikings recover an onside kick, which they will have to do in order to win this game? TJ Hawkinson with a touchdown, and that is going to put him at the top of the board for the Vikings point total. 8 catches, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns. The kick is good. So now we've got a 6-point game. Special teams coming out right now. There is going to be an onside kick. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, man. Wow. Touchdown Vikings. TJ Hawkinson. I've definitely got him as a starter in my league right now, and that is exactly what I need out of my tight end. Him and his terrible mustache, but you know what? He's got great hands, so you know what? Good job, buddy. Good job. You get her done. Here we go. 1 minute and 10 seconds now. Will do. My next broadcast is on Sunday. I cannot promise you that I'm going to have time to watch it before this Sunday, but I can promise you that I will watch it soon. I'm thinking about taking a bye week coming up. Actually, by next weekend, next broadcast, James, I promise you that I will watch that. I have the whole week off from work next week, but I do work my regular 9 to 5, and then in my free time, all I really do, man, is like write my scripts for the beginnings of these for the beginnings of these streams. So I'm always so busy trying to make sure that I have enough content for my 4 shows that come back to back to back to back. But this week coming up after week 2, by the Thursday game on week 3, I promise you we can talk about it. 1 week from now. Give me 1 week and I promise you I'll watch it. Look, dude, Pinky swears, bro. Pinky swears. I will watch that for you. I appreciate you being here, man, and I'm going to show you that I do. So we're going to watch that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. An onside kick coming up right now. I bet hearts are racing in Minnesota. I bet hearts are racing at Lincoln Financial Field right now. Kicking from the right hash right now. Here we go. Here we go. 1 minute and 10 seconds. There's the kick. It is good. It goes the right way. And unfortunately, that is not going to go the way of the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles will kneel this one out more than likely. You don't want to miss it because of the controversial nature, he says. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I don't normally love controversial as like an adjective that makes sense, but I mean, I get it. Let's see. Let me highlight something here. Give me 1 second, James. Let's get my live chat. I see what's going on. I got to go upwards on it. Got to figure out my chat symbol coming up. There's the 1st and 10. There's a snap. There's a handoff once again. Handoff once again to DeAndre Swift, who is just like an elite running back tonight. DeAndre Swift is having himself a fantastic, fantastic game. The Philadelphia Eagles look strong today. They look really good. They look a lot better than they did against the New England Patriots. So, I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles were projected to be like the top team for the NFC East. So, and in the whole NFC, not just the NFC East. So, my next game coming up is at 3:25 this Sunday coming up, ladies and gentlemen. This Sunday coming up, we've got the Dallas Cowboys. They need to get another first down. 3rd down, they're going to call another timeout. Oh, man, you know what? They might have another chance if they can get a stop here. The Minnesota Vikings might get a 4th chance. Week 3. Let's see. Looking at the Vikings schedule right now, this is interesting. Vikings got the Chargers, the Panthers, the Chiefs, the Bears, and the Niners over the next 5 weeks. The Eagles get Tampa Bay, Washington, the Rams, the Jets, and Miami over the next 5 games. I do like interesting stuff. There's the snap. There's the handoff. That's going to go nowhere. Now we got a 4th down stop and 5. No timeouts left. Thanks, James. Awesome, man. I really appreciate it. I hope you are here. And what do I expect from the NFC Beasts? Well, there are some things that have changed for the Eagles as far as like safeties and linebackers and other positions go. Like they lost Javon Hargrave. There are some gaps that need to be filled by the Eagles. And as you can see, they've given up 28 points to the Vikings tonight. Of course, this is me being biased because I love my Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East this year. And that is going to be a delay of game. I wonder if Jake Elliott is going to kick this ball one more time. They said false start. Okay, a false start on Dallas Goedert. I guess he flinched on that one. And the Vikings are going to have 13 seconds left to win this game whenever they get back. Maybe. They're going to have less than that. Less than 13 seconds to win this game. This is going to be an interesting wrap-up to this. Let's see what happens. So we will be covering 2 games this Sunday coming up, y'all. We've got the Jets and the Cowboys, and after that, we will have the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. Then Monday night is the Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. That will round up week 2, and I will have some more information about all of the games towards the end of the day. Agreed, sir, agreed. 4th and 10. 4th and 10 coming up right here. 15 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be... Okay, Minnesota said something about a 10-second runoff. Not 100% sure what that was. Game is over, so almost over, ladies and gentlemen. 15 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter. This is going to be a punt. Jake Elliott's going to kick this one away. There's the snap. There's the boot. The boot all the way to the 20. And that's going to be stopped with 7 seconds left to go. 7 seconds left to go in this game. Will the Vikings find some way to make a miracle happen? I don't think so. Their chances of winning are very, very slim. It's only a 6-point game. But that is enough. Those 2 field goals from Jake Elliott, that is enough to make things complicated. Very, very complicated. So here we go. Kirk Cousins lined up. They are lined up real deep right now, the Eagles are. Let's see what we do in this shotgun formation. Oh, come on. You've got to be shitting me. And a timeout. And we've got ourselves a timeout. So, as if this was actually going to happen, we've got a timeout. Cannot have consecutive timeouts, so I pray to God that for whatever reason this doesn't happen twice. But I am ready for this game to be wrapped up. I am ready to move on to my next game. I'm so focused on the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, once this game is over, unfortunately, I cannot hang out and talk with you guys, so I will say my farewells now. I thank y'all so much for being here. My name is Mario Manuel. I do have to work in the morning, so I got to get myself to bed. But I will see you guys on Sunday. We've got a few more plays left to go, maybe just one more play left to go. 1st and 10, 7 seconds left to go. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Kirk Cousins got all the time in the world right now. Let's see what he does. He looks like he's going to wind up and pitch a Hail Mary all the way down, and that is going to be anticlimactic. So this game is now officially over, ladies and gentlemen. That will be the final. The score, 34 Philadelphia Eagles, 28 Minnesota Vikings. Thank y'all so much for watching this stream. Thank y'all so much for being here. Much love to you guys. I will make sure that I watch that for you, James, specifically, and I will get to you guys this Sunday at 3:25. I will see y'all